Wanderers, welcome to episode 128. Ahoy, matey! It's May, and May means it gets warmer here in southern Indiana. Getting warmer and into summertime means it's time to be out on the water, whether it be on the lake or on the river. Today's episode of the Wondering Dutchmen podcast is brought to you by our friends at Port of Jasper. Located at 1360 Crossroads Avenue in Jasper, our friends at Port of Jasper want to get you ready for the upcoming boating season. With an inventory that has new and used boats, as well as an excellent service department, Port of Jasper is ready to get you on the water. Port of Jasper also has boating accessories to make your time on the water even more enjoyable. Everything from tubes, ropes, skis, and because we believe in boating safely, life jackets. They carry Tracker, Nitro, Sun Tracker, Regency, and Tahoe boats. A fine line of excellent watercraft. See our friends today at Port of Jasper. If it's been a while since you've stopped by, visit soon because new ownership is excited to help you.
The Wondering Dutchmen podcast,
where none of us are Dutch, but we all live in southern Indiana. Join us where we talk about what we all wonder about. This is the Wondering Dutchmen podcast coming to you from Smokers Lounge.
The Wondering Dutchmen.
Yeah.
The Wondering Dutchmen. Yo!
Hello.
Man, that intro, it's
Back in the
it's
saddle again.
It's gaining on me. Yeah, buddy.
Well, I tell you what, we're here, episode 128, recording on May 4th.
May the 4th
May the 4th be with you.
All you weird son of a bitches can go back to your basements here soon after the day is over. And this will be coming out on May 12th.
The Mandalorian.
Doesn't
call.
it feel like you should also say, and also with you, after you say May the 4th?
Yeah.
Be with you? I don't know.
And also, and also with you. Yeah.
All these weirdos come out in droves. Oh, it's May the 4th. Shove it up your ass. Just another day.
I was going to have my bride make me a shirt special
Wow.
for this. But
Turns out Casey's not a real big fan of Star Wars.
Wow.
So
Well,
there's that.
Don't let that get out. It's overdone. It's kind of like 420 in my book. I know we talked about it a few weeks ago. I'm just over it.
You want to know something else that's funny? Tomorrow, you know what tomorrow is?
Cultural Appropriation Day.
Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, yeah. So for us Americans.
And Cesar, my buddy, was
I
like,
waved at him today.
yeah.
He has no idea who I was.
That's okay. I'm sure he figured it out. But he was like, yeah, it's really not that big a deal for us. He's like, I think it's probably more so for like you guys than it is. I mean, it is. You know, it's because they won the Battle of Puebla.
A lot of people think it is for Mexican independence. That is not true.
No, it's actually just they ran the French out of the state of Puebla.
Yeah.
I think I'm saying that right. If I'm not, Cesar will definitely tell me that I'm not. Or
probably if you did
one of the other 900 Spanish speakers that will tell me that. Yeah.
If you would probably do it in a little bit of a cultural appropriation voice, it probably would sound a little bit better.
Puebla. I don't know how to say it.
Yeah,
anyway.
it's pretty close. If you could
Como se dice Pueblo? Anyway, yeah,
That's
that's how.
King
That's
of
how.
the Hill, Peggy Hill couldn't speak a lick of Spanish.
No,
Damn it,
yeah.
Bobby, you got an F in English? You speak English. So here we are. We're back at it today. Arlo, what's been going on with you, buddy?
Just a busy week. That's a big part of it. My dad was supposed to have surgery today, but he didn't. So he's got to take some antibiotics first, and then he's doing his surgery next week. So prayers for him.
Yeah, T's and P's, man.
Certainly.
T's.
Hope everything works out all right.
Yeah, it's kind of a quality of life surgery for his cancer. So just to kind of help him with his digestive system. That's the best way to put it. Yeah. But he's doing okay.
Well, good. I hope, obviously, our thoughts and prayers and everything goes well and the doctors show up sober and everything goes well.
Hope so, too.
Yeah. It's a big hope. Big fella, what you got?
5 days at the ballpark this week. 5 days at the ballpark.
How are the
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
How are the junkyard dogs?
Well, we're the scrapyard dogs.
Scrapyard
We got
dogs.
another big W last night.
Oh,
Wednesday
good.
night. Yeah, we had a good one. But yeah, other than that, hammered down. I had kind of in a funk. Lost a really close friend this week. Actually, last weekend, but this week, and went to the funeral today, and I'm just really struggling to jump back into it from that. Really close friend of my wife's family and teacher, whatever. Elisa Schenk, I'm sure everybody's seen that. It's absolutely tragic. 52 is way too young to go, and I know we don't want to start this all out with gloom and doom, but that's what I'm in a funk for this evening, and I'm going to try my best to jump out of it. And but yeah, T's and P's, thoughts and prayers go out to all their family and friends, and like Dave said, we got to keep on keeping on. So
Hey, you don't need to apologize for that either, by the way,
man.
buddy.
But other than that-
We're here to talk about it. So.
I think the beauty of this is, in our show, is we talk about real emotions, things that are real emotions. And I was there today, too. I mean, we had T-ball practice. I didn't stay for the service, but I went through, and it was amazing. Dave asked me how I was doing.
Yeah.
I go, you son of a bitch, don't ask me how I'm doing.
Yeah.
But it was good to see Dave and his children, and he's going to be all right.
Yeah.
There's a good community. You could tell by the folks that were there. Yeah. There's a good community, good support.
That's for sure.
I think the best legacy you could leave is have a packed house on the day that you're not there.
Or rent out the biggest church in the county.
Yeah.
To have your ceremony at, which was there. So
yeah, it's but it's something. Obviously it's tough.
You've been through it. David's been through it.
Arlo's going through it.
Arlo's going through it. I'm fortunate to not have to deal with it. So
yeah. Yep. So we just
knock on wood, buddy. Knocking the shit out of that wood. But other than that, man,
keep on enjoying life.
I'm getting ready to go on call, so that's a big Debbie Downer.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try
this
to drink.
Weekend?
On call for what?
Well, the street department. Yeah.
Oh, you didn't know you guys did call.
Oh shit, yeah, dude. We got to keep the city safe. Look, it's my turn. So I'm going to drink a few beers, and obviously we got some other.
You're on call this weekend.
Yeah.
That just ruined everything you had thought of in your mind.
You see that?
You just ruined Dave. Dave's like, God.
There goes
We just
that.
might as well not even have the weekend.
There goes that.
Just cancel it.
Yeah.
I don't want Friday and
Hey,
Saturday.
we did dodge the bullet though, because I was going to have to go to Louisville for a softball tournament, but
you're on call.
That's not happening.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I'm going to mow grass.
good.
Mow a lot of grass. I'm probably going to get some dirt if it don't rain too much tomorrow. And then I'm thinking about trying to tackle some raised beds.
Oh yeah, you're talking about this.
Yeah, the warden wants to do some of that.
Yeah, it's cool.
What about you, Dave?
Oh, last week we were talking, and I broke my mower. And then Saturday I fixed my mower.
Attaboy.
So we got home from baseball last night. Had a baseball game last evening, and both the neighbors were mowing over here. They had two mowers going.
Neighbor boy.
Doug?
Yeah.
Doug and Capri at both
Yeah, they were
dueling
both
mowers?
dual mowing, so I had to mow.
Keeping
man.
up with the Joneses.
So I was mowing till a little after 9 last night, and then put the final finishing touches on the podcast that'll come out in the morning.
Oh, my. It's going to be a heater.
Well, it may be coming through the speakers.
Yeah, well, I
No,
think
we'll
I
figure it
worked
out.
on
We'll figure it
it.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
we're
growing.
growing.
Technical difficulties.
We're growing.
Yeah,
We're
other
growing.
than that, we're all's good here on the hill.
Yeah, that's good.
What's up with you, Casey?
Well, shoot. Baseball is running strong. The end is in sight. We turn the calendar over into May, and we start going downhill, which is nice. Been busy with the kids. They've been good. Just damn dog barking out
Dixie's
there.
I
on one.
texted
Dixie is
everybody.
on
She's probably got that ferret out there.
Oh, yeah.
The
Bojangles'
small,
buddy.
Yeah.
Bojangles' buddy.
Small,
But,
long, furry mammal.
Yeah.
yeah. So it's everything has been good. My topic number 2 is kind of a reservation of some things that have been happening for the last 3 weeks. So I'm going to just
Stay tuned.
I'm just going to let that breathe. That's what we call a tease in this business. But things have been good. Can't complain. We've had good weather. Boys been playing real hard, playing real well.
Most importantly.
Yeah. And we, there was a close call that occurred with a few of them. And it a very good
learning experience,
hopefully. And as a coach, like the fear of possibly thinking that you could have had 6 of your players severely injured, if not worse, and that, some scrapes and some stitches come out of it. But it was when you kind of sit to think about it, it's one of those things where you're like, we got lucky. Mm-hmm. So,
hey, what about the Smoker boy hitting a home run?
Hey, I tell you what,
I was jacked just to get that text the other night.
Yeah, so he's
3 or 4 home runs there yesterday.
So he's
Big W went yard.
He
dog.
He's been swinging it real well, and the thing about it was a line drive. Like, I mean, it was just. If we were playing at League Stadium, he's standing on 3 with a triple.
Yeah,
it was.
I usually call those piss missles.
Yeah, he had one. Had one, and he's been playing real well.
An absolute piss missile.
He went down and battled during the mound visit. Young Smoke happened to be at third base, and I said, "Hey, where was Pops on Monday?" And he said something about video gaming. I don't know. I said, "Well, why didn't he come?" He goes, "Well, I don't know. I just kind of gave him the option, and He's
at home playing Fortnite.
Yeah, it's kind of what we came to a conclusion to.
It was Star Wars.
That's what he said. He goes, I think it was some Star Wars game. I don't know. And I was like, I'm gonna give him a hard time.
Unbelievable.
So, I had a pretty busy weekend of chauffeuring.
Oh yeah, Designated Dave. I can't believe we didn't talk about that at all.
Because you know what
oh boy, here we go.
Go ahead.
I shouldn't open this can
I'm
of
glad
worms.
you did. So I love my wife to death, but she came home in bad shape,
pretty banged up,
and I have always been one that if you're gonna dance with the devil, you got to understand the consequences. And if you can't handle those consequences, you don't need to be dancing with the devil.
I thought he was going to say something about you better learn the jig before you decide to do it.
So, anyways, I was not a very pleased husband when my wife and my brother's girlfriend came home.
What about me falling down in the gaslight?
Yeah, I wasn't there for it.
Did you Google Saturday evening Huntingburg, Indiana Richter scale?
Oh,
yeah. Was there any kind of seismic?
Yeah, there was actually.
Was there any kind of, was there any kind of seismic?
It was about 9:30 at night.
Nope.
7:45.
How did you fall down at the gaslight?
I got my foot hung in Jenna's. I think it was Jenna's purse.
Whoa. Jenna's.
Tennille. Yeah, Tennille's purse strap really got me tripped up. I was heading to the bathroom. That place was assholes and elbows packed. Actually in fire marshal standard. I mean, we weren't
within code.
We weren't breaking any rules there, but it was packed. It was hopping. Great time. I went to go to the bathroom and I got hung up, and boy, did I take a spill. And you
got a couple scrapes from that. Didn't you?
I probably bruised up a little bit, but that's no problem. But I just felt terrible because you could tell people were embarrassed for me.
Oh, no.
And I gave 0 fucks. I mean, craps. I just hey, no big deal. It's just me. I fell. Don't worry about it. And Justine's over in the corner about to have a friggin' stroke. She's laughing so hard, along with Jenna and everybody else at our table. But
yeah. Hey, thanks for the invite.
Well, you were at home with kids, remember? I did invite you very early in the week, but you said it wasn't going to fly. But
I didn't know that somebody else in the house was going to come home liquored up.
But thanks to Designated Dave, we all made it home safe and sound, and I had a great time. And it was Justine's birthday, and she had a good time. And so our end was obviously better than yours.
So, I mean, that explains why Warden Smoker had all the boys down at Heritage Hills on Monday night.
Yeah, so because she also signed us, so Wyatt's got confirmation coming up, and there was a breakfast event that she signed us up for, and she was working. So Designated Dave, I think, finally got home probably at 12:30 or so.
Which is reasonable.
It was reasonable.
Thankfully.
But then the kids up and everybody to church by 8:30.
Oof, that's dicey.
Long day, and she said it was an away game, and she was taking the kids, and I was like, I need to start a load of laundry. So I watched 3 episodes of Sons of Anarchy and played a little bit of
Star Wars.
Jedi, The Fallen Order.
Oh my God.
May the fourth be with
Let's
you.
get into hour one here, boys.
Speaking of hour one, little change up today.
Uh-oh.
Hour 1 today is sponsored by our buddies over at Tree Pros Incorporated.
Hey!
Are you looking for a professional and reliable tree service company in DuBois County and the surrounding southern Indiana area?
Yep.
Whether you need to trim your trees, cut down unwanted ones, remove stumps, clear your land, or mow and mulch your forest, Tree Pros Inc. can handle it all. They are fully insured and offer free estimates for any job, big or small. Call them up today at 812-482-2906 and let them take care of all your tree needs. Tree Pros Incorporated of Jasper, the experts in tree care.
Yeah. Welcome aboard that crew.
That is right.
Yeah.
Thanhanks to Sawyer and Dave for hooking us up and all the boys.
Well, and we're...
hey, we support those who support us.
Yeah.
Sawyer and Dave took care of all these trees back here for
Yeah,
us
Sawyer and
before the
Dave
addition.
cut 4, 5, 6 down at my house. I mean, so I've used them for a long time.
Sawyer and Dave haven't done anything at my house, but if I need anything done...
Got a number you can call.
Yeah, got a number
right
there.
here.
So we do appreciate. That's another partnership that we're working on building, and you know maybe they'll set up like a tree axing competition, and that'd be a hell of a
Tree
reel.
axing.
Yeah,
Good old tree action.
Oh, boy.
yeah. We'll just dive into it.
Well,
With that said, Mace, what's your topic?
my first topic tonight is not tree axing. It is karaoke musts. And I knew this was going to really hit home for all of us because we are huge karaoke fans.
Do you think our friends at the Gaslight would let us host a karaoke night
Well,
or a karaoke competition?
oh my God.
I've won a couple karaoke competitions.
Yeah, we know.
yeah,
That's why
yeah,
I
we
brought
did.
it up, bro. I'm going to tug you on around here a little bit once.
Hey, you're gonna pump his tires, huh?
Yeah, here we go. So I don't know what the hell I was listening to the other day. I did a lot of trucking last couple weeks at work, and then I spent a whole day doing some yard work down at the old street department, taking care of some mailings. We got some paving going on in town.
All right.
And I was listening to a lot of radio, like mainstream radio.
Last night I let the liquor talk.
But no, I wasn't. I was listening to WBTO,
Oh, okay.
local radio station around here, classic rock.
Okay.
And I was thinking to myself, every song that I heard on this radio, I heard it 15 times in an 8-hour span.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
But I could pretty much remember every time I've heard that song being sung via the karaoke machine.
Oh, yeah.
So I want to put the ball in your courts, and I want you guys to give me top three karaoke songs that you have to put on your list, and I'm going to go last. Smoker, you're up.
Amarillo by morning.
Duh.
Amarillo by morning.
He stopped loving her today.
He
Oh,
stopped
God.
loving her. Oh, I couldn't do the deep
And
voice.
man, then third is kind of dependent on the crowd, but Seven Spanish Angels.
I knew. So that came on today or yesterday.
Blue
I think that came
crying.
That came on today or yesterday at lunch. At lunch with the Legends, WBDC lunch with the Legends.
Hey, by the way, shout out our good buddy
Kurt
Kurt
Goodsell.
Goodsell.
Yeah,
big listener of
Yeah,
it.
huge. We gotta
need to
get him
sit
on.
down.
We
Yeah,
gotta
we need
get
to sit
him
down
on.
and chat with him.
Curdy G, clear your schedule because we're going to get you on the in-depth. Just wait. It'll happen. We'll make it happen.
Yeah.
But that song came on, Seven Spanish Angels, and they were like, God damn, what are we listening to?
Oh, boy.
Ricky Clem was like, this music sucks. And
Hey,
I was
Ricky
like,
Clem don't know shit.
and I was like, hey, Smoke Dog, he sang that in his audition for The Voice. And they were all looking at me like, he did what? And I said, yeah, he was he auditioned for The Voice, and he chose this song. And then I think Rick or somebody was like, so he obviously didn't make it to the TV part of it. And I was like, yes, he did not. Poor song choice, Dave.
Yeah,
I
well.
get it. It's all right, though. That one tugs at my heartstrings, especially when you sing it. I'll let you
Yeah,
know
it's
that.
great. It's a great
Casey,
song.
you're up.
Well, what I'm looking for in a good karaoke song is first, it doesn't have any of those lyrics that you're not supposed to say.
Oh, yeah.
Like some people go into rap songs that use certain terminology that is not okay to be said.
Yeah.
And so you're just setting yourself up for failure there to kind of do that. So usually I avoid rap songs unless you're doing a classic like Sugar Hill Gang, Rapper's Delight. It's got a nice easy flow beat. It's kind of simple. Can spit some bars there. Also,
I never knew about I want to see Casey Linneman spit some bars.
I will go with
called me Charles Barkley.
I also look at a good song from friend of the program, Garth Brooks.
Oh yeah,
Friends
big
in
friend.
Low Places.
Yeah, I got friends in
Me and Garth Brooks aren't friends anymore.
Oh, you guys broke up?
Yep, back when he pulled that Chris Gaines stunt.
Oh,
Freaking weirdo.
Yeah,
you got hung up on that, huh?
Yep, still hung up on it.
And then
It broke my heart.
what a weirdo.
and then kind of finish out, like Reba, like a fancy.
Ooh,
like a lot of people could.
That's a heater.
Yes, but it's a simple song, so you got to go with one that you can feel the beat. You got to have fun with it. I think
the lights went out in Georgia.
I think the biggest thing that karaoke, like folks, they don't pick a song that people know. Like pick a song that has a beat. Like I love Chris Ledoux' this hat.
Oh God dang! That song used to get me fired
But
up.
the thing of it is it's not a good karaoke song.
Oh bullshit! It is if I'm singing it.
Well, go ahead.
No, we're good. Go ahead. So there's your three.
Yeah.
Arlo.
Last night I let the liquor talk.
What's that song where it's only one word? Tequila. Tequila.
Tequila.
Yeah.
We'll put that as my
Tequila.
number two. Number one,
sitting on
Friends
two.
in Low Places, for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh,
you already called
yeah.
it. I've actually done that one a few times. It's my go-to.
Yeah,
It's everyone's go-to.
Yeah.
But it's, that and, pretty much any Co Wetzel song is basically a huge fan. Huge fan of Co Wetzel. And who's the other guy that we...
Tyler Childers. You really love those too.
Yeah,
we
Tyler
know that.
Childress, I think is what his name is.
Tyler Childers.
Probably related to him somehow. But yeah, Tyler Childers and...
Ooh, Feathered
Go
Indians is
Wetzel.
a good karaoke song, though.
Yeah, I know all the lyrics to that one. I'd rather just go deaf, but that's fine.
Oh man.
Hey, Natalie Ingram, shots fired.
Yep.
Old Nat Brat.
All right. So
What you got, Miss Lips?
we have sang a lot of karaoke in this garage.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if I had to sum up the one song that gets me the fired up the most, sober or not,
Oh, boy.
when all three of us get together and we
Mhm.
turn this freaking subjammer on 10,000
Oh, boy.
and that Nirvana Lake of Fire song comes on.
gosh.
Going to a place where the angels cry. I mean, when we get going, I don't know if you've ever heard us do that. We may have to do that for you later, Arlo, but it is.
I'm usually never invited.
It's
It's fine, though.
magical.
I love you
God,
guys.
you're such a pussy. I think, though, after I do Lake of Fire,
Like a Far?
that one there,
You like that Alice in Chains song?
yes, Nutshell. I'm a big Nutshell guy. And then I'd say probably, I don't know, man. Shout out to my buddy Chunk, Sean Tanner. Just Leonard Skinner, Sweet Home Alabama.
Well, that's a good one.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's a good one. It's
kind of a classic.
It is a classic.
Andy McHugh just stood up.
Yeah.
Oh, every time it comes on.
Yeah.
Remove your hat.
Yeah, that's the anthem.
Kiss your cousin.
Now, I want
Marry your sister.
It says
Oh,
remove
good
your
Lord.
hat.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah. You're in a
Kiss
crowded
your
place.
cousin.
You're in a crowded place, and he's had a few Mickey Ultras, and that song comes on. He stands at attention.
No,
And just-
I just before we move on.
For Sweet Home Alabama?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's from Alabama.
Oh.
Roll
He's
Tide.
from Mobile, Alabama.
Roll Greenbow. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Roll
Roll
Tide.
Tide. Nick Saban is my father.
Roll Tide. Anyway,
Nick Saban, Daddy Saban.
go eat some dandelion root. Miranda Schwinghammer is an absolute karaoke hammer. She is good, and she's going to be extremely mad at me.
She's got some pipes or what?
Oh, my God.
So
VFW, New Year's Eve.
what the hell were you doing at the VFW on New Year's Eve?
Singing
Partying.
karaoke.
Hammer
Partying.
and Bush Lights. Duh. What else do you do at the VF on New Year's Eve?
I didn't know that was a big
And it
spot.
was...
I didn't know.
Where were you at New Year's Eve?
I guess not at the VFW.
I thought you guys were here on New Year's Eve.
no, it was 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But anyway, Miranda, really, really good.
I was going to say, we
might
might
have-
have
Chicken
for New
rip,
Year's
huh?
Eve.
Well,
Yeah.
good for her. So it's
It was. Now I feel like a complete idiot because I can't remember the song that
No,
she sang
buddy,
at the
it's okay.
VF. Justine, I think Justine probably still has a video of it on
Probably
her phone.
Stars and Stripes.
No way. It was either.
I bet it was an Alanis Morissette song.
No,
Man,
it was.
I feel
what the
like
hell's
a
that
woman.
girl? Yes, that is it.
Was it really?
Yes.
I was not
Shania
there.
Twain. Man, I feel like a woman. Let's go, girls.
I bet they went nuts too,
She
didn't they?
nailed it, dude.
Yeah.
I
And
bet
it
they
was
love
good.
that.
I
The
bet they ate that
VFW.
shit up.
It was good. And then she also did it when we went up to last year for Justine's birthday. Chris and Miranda and I, we did the old wine tour up there. We went to Bloomington and did Oliver and all that up in there. And then we went to the Story Inn, which I don't know if you've ever been to the Story Inn in Story, Indiana, which is an awesome spot, by the way. Shameless plug here. But they have they had a band at that point, and then they turned it over to karaoke. And boy, did it get heated. It was good. It was a good time. Karaoke is a lot of fun.
I haven't been to a good karaoke night in ages.
Well, we need to make that happen somewhere.
We need to find a weekend that Arlo is available.
Yep.
And we just need to do some karaoke. We can open the garage doors and let her eat.
Yeah. Make a whole
Bring the whole crew.
the whole fest. We'll
The whole
just
crew.
let her
the
eat.
kit and caboodle.
The whole shooting match.
Are you okay with that?
Oh yeah, dude.
I was just checking. I didn't know.
We'll just have to put the Dutchman
Well,
stuff up first.
I insulted him with the Tyler Childress, I think.
No, that's fine. This is America. Everybody's welcome to their own opinions,
Yeah.
even if they're stupid.
Yeah. Hey, this is everybody has an opinion. They're like assholes. Some of them just stink more than others.
Ooh. Hey, by the way, so we were doing the post game. This is wholly unrelated, but we were doing the post game talk last night, and I was like, just been how proud we got. A couple guys injured, obviously from a rollover accident. 2 guys that hit 2 and 3 in your lineup, play shortstop, pitch, play second base. Anyways, doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's neither here nor there.
But we've been
Who's
playing
counting?
and competitive here, and I said, if we'd take an X-ray right now, I'd see dog in all of you. Just walk off. And they were like, "Oh, coach!"
Yeah.
I just slid that. I
Got
said,
that dog in
I
him.
said, if we all took an X-ray of you guys' chest, we'd all see dog in there. And I just walked off, and I thought, damn, I'm.
Mic drop. Yes.
Hey, good first topic, Mace.
Yeah.
We'll have to get some karaoke.
I know. I love it.
Maybe we can talk to our friends there at the Gaslight, get us started.
Sure.
So I've been married to my wife for 7 years. It'll be 7 years this July.
Congratulations.
We were engaged for a whole year before we got married, and we dated about 9 months before I asked the big question. I found out something this past week that shook me to my core. Shook me to my core.
Shake it up.
Oh my.
Shook.
Wow.
He's shaking.
Shook.
He's shooken.
He was totally shook.
So when we got married in a fever.
Hotter than a
Hotter
pepper
than
sprout.
That's a good karaoke song.
I don't know it.
I'm going to Jackson.
Turn loose of my coat. So anyways, when we got married
Oh my god.
in a fever,
Arlo,
not
you're
that-
fired.
not that she was pregnant or
You're
anything.
no longer on staff. God damn. You've never
You're not
heard
fit to serve our
I'm
beer.
going to Jackson by frickin' Johnny Cash and June Carter.
Cash.
Let me turn it on here.
Yeah,
Well, I can't though, can I?
Yeah, why can't you?
There's some sort of
Copyright laws.
We'll have to when we get to the
I'll
pause.
sing it. We can sing it.
Well, or hey, you want me to just we'll cut here and we're gonna come back after I hear a
No,
minute
we're
of
not
it?
going to do any of that shit. That just tears up the editing even more. But it's like I'm going to Jackson. Down in, I got married in a fever.
We got
Hotter than a pepper sprout. You never heard that? Arlo, you've heard that 1,000
We
times.
could turn that on at pause.
Well, I
Jimmy,
just
pause.
don't know if you're giving it justice. Do you sound
No,
just like
hell
it?
no. I
it's
suck.
not. It's terrible.
Terrible.
So, anyways, when we got married in a fever, hotter than a pepper sprout, I ran the books for the business. So my wife, when we were delegating housely duties, she's like, "Hey, I'll balance the checkbook and pay the bills because you have to do it at work." And I was like, "Cool, hunky dory, no problemo." Fast forward now, almost 7 years. And I realized that my wife may be a serial killer because she doesn't write checks in the numerical sequential order that they come in and just writes checks as willy-nilly as they come.
Like she'll
does
flip
she
to
like
the middle of the book.
Oh, no. Like she's like 2 or 3 books off. Like just grab a book. Don't even pay attention to this. Like I am holding our checkbook right now. This is our wandering. Well, we're going to hold it this way so nobody can see that information.
Yeah, the cameras aren't that good
Yeah.
anyway.
So this is the Wandering Dutchman checkbook.
Sorry.
Yeah?
It is at 1007, which means we wrote 6 checks before this, right? Do we agree?
Correct.
Yeah.
My wife would throw this out and start writing on 1051 and not have a clue why we're doing it. Now, how did we discover this? Miss Lips, I'm glad you asked. Turns out we owed the IRS a little bit of money.
Shocker.
We sent them a check for $30, not the $1,200 plus that they wanted. Didn't discover it till we were like, "Hey, lady called about pre-K graduation photos. She needs a check." And Janelle's like, "I wrote her a check." And I was like, "Well, I took what you gave me, and we had to pay the bill for Huntingburg that day. And then we had this check, and then we needed to pay the IRS because I don't want them to come get my shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we work hard for it." So
Yeah,
turns
talk to Willie
out
Nelson
the
about that.
check, poor Trigger. Good thing Trigger, he had Trigger. So turns out the check written for the pictures ended up going to the IRS and getting cashed, but we couldn't figure it out because like the number of the checks was all screwed up.
That's why you get duplicates.
The government cashed a check that was not written to them.
Well, but
Somebody needs to have their ass investigated.
yeah, good luck on that. I'm not going to get involved in that. I love, and I preface this with, I love my wife to death.
Oh, she's a
It is
sweetheart.
busy with 3 kids. It is busy with me at baseball. She is busy working. But when I discovered the fact that she's not writing checks in numerical order, I about had a stroke.
40 lashes.
I,
Get in here.
I about had a stroke. I was like, "How can you keep track of anything?" And she's like, "Well, because this one was 1417, and this one's 1418, and this was 1419, and then." Well, then there was that one before that, and we get to like 1536. And I'm like, "How in the hell do you know?" And I couldn't handle it.
Well,
Like,
I don't understand why you pay attention to. Why do you pay attention to check numbers?
because it just, how
Do you not do anything online? You do online banking?
we do. I mean, 98% of our bills are paid via credit card online. And then we just,
I don't balance a checkbook anymore.
I'm 36 years old, and I don't think I've ever balanced a checkbook in my entire adult
Really?
life.
and I'm not surprised by that.
I did all the way up till probably I moved down here.
Yeah.
And then for whatever reason, I just,
Got into deep money and decided not to worry about
Yeah, the hell
carrying
with
an
it.
extra number.
Oh,
ain't
I
gotta-
did.
we ain't
I
gotta worry
used to,
about money no more.
For like an 18-year-old kid, like I did well. Like we had a lot of fun back in the day.
Roll coal.
Yeah, and I just, like you said, I wish I would have fucking saved half of it. Like I wish I would have saved a lot more.
Yeah,
than
but
I
you
did.
wouldn't have the stories of it.
Oh yeah, but anyway, like I just never had to. Like I had a Harley payment, I had a truck payment. I just made them. I just did it. My
Yeah.
cell phone bill, insurance, all of
So
it.
I guess, I mean, writing checks is a little bit antiquated, but like you guys that know me, you know that I can be very like type B personality
Pain in
about
the
stuff.
ass.
And then I can be extremely type A. And this is one of those things that scratch that type A itch to where like I looked at her in disbelief, like you were like, why did you not write them in order? Like they put numbers on them for a reason.
Yeah.
And it's just,
Oh shit! shit.
Oh my gosh! And then like
She is a doctor, by the way. She is a animal doctor. She is a extremely smart human being.
Yeah.
So let's not take that away from her.
No, it's not like she's
So
she's
the
no
warden,
dummy.
we have books like she saves the I would do duplicates.
Oh, we don't have a duplicate book.
Yeah, we do duplicates to where like it's like when you rip your check out, there's a carbon copy where you wrote.
That's what I have.
Yeah,
That's what I did for the business. Because then when I balance my books and what I do for taxes,
you can revert back to it. But like now, our friends at German American and their app, and it's like super easy to use. And like if you write a check and when it debits from your account, you can literally go to your register. Click on where it says check and it says the amount. Click on that and it'll show you a physical picture of the check.
That's what, and she does a lot of it online. I mean,
that's why I don't understand where like
because
the check number could get lost because somehow, some way, it's going to get debited from your account.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It didn't post a check.
Oh,
it didn't show. It was like it was an automatic clearinghouse thing, as in somebody probably just took a check or a picture of it.
Yeah,
and then sent it, but it said it was cashed by the U.S. Treasury, which made me think it's the IRS.
So did the lady that took the pictures get $1,200 then? You're our best client this year.
No, that did go to daycare.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, Janelle's like, she goes, I don't remember writing a check for this, and I go, you had to because I took it up to like the post office, and I had Jill. Big fan of the show. Shout out Jill. Stamp it. And she goes, oh, I'll stamp it for next week. I was like, no, it's got to be today because dang payment's got to go. So there was something in the envelope. Just don't know what.
Yeah.
$30 check written out.
I got hit with, I got hit this week from my Roku account twice. I think it was for my Disney Plus subscription. So like I watch it like a hawk because we move money around several accounts, do stuff like this. Rob paid her to PayPal. I mean, poor people shit. You know, this is what we do, you know.
Yeah.
But I just noticed that, like, sometimes, I don't know, I'm a huge fan of that, like how current it is. And, like, if you're in a pinch, you can transfer here and there, boom, bang, bing, baggity, boom, you know you're all done. But, it's sometimes, and one thing I don't like is, like, the subscription services, or, like, if you use your debit card somewhere, and it just says, like, it doesn't say what you used it at, like where you used it. It's like like the Disney Plus says San Jose, California 55551XTTLOV, VVRT, $11.56. And I'm like, what the hell is that? And then you just got to go through it and find it.
Well, a lot of times you Google that and it'll tell you because we have that. We'll do that.
Good thinking.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not just a hat rack. So, yeah, it's just, it just threw me for a loop because my little bit of type A that comes out of it.
I'm not a really big check number guy, which is it's fine. I mean, it totally makes sense for you. Like, for me, for you to say this is not shocking at all because very matter of fact, very, I guess you would say, one of those kind of guys, and I like it.
Well, I'll say this: I did not offer to like, hey, I'll go back to paying the bills. Though. Hey, not just a hat rack. Know your place.
Yeah,
I just it was one of them.
Good luck.
Good luck, honey. You'll be okay.
If my wife, God love her, if she would, I would be screwed. No clue. No, none, zero. Like I have a debit card, she has a debit card. I have a checkbook, she has a checkbook, and we have the credit card, like just one.
Yeah.
And then like we pay our finances is very strategic, I guess you would say strategic, I guess is a good way to put it. But like she does it all. I'd be screwed. I wouldn't have a clue. I wouldn't know what goes where or when to pay what or anything. Yeah. So I'm totally out on the check numbers thing because I don't have a clue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all right. Well, Smoke, what you got?
So I feel like there's two stances on this topic. You're either in or you're out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not talking about fires like you would put in a
situational.
fake fireplace.
I already get you. It's situational for me. But go ahead.
But so you got an outdoor fire situation. Mm-hmm. Do you use fuel, like fossil fuels, to start that?
Are you trying to burn down the national forest?
Ask the question. What kind of fires are we dealing with?
Yeah, what kind of fires are we dealing with, Dave?
Just an outdoor fire.
Well, what kind of
for sitting or for working? Is it a working fire or is it an enjoying fire?
So I've been working on
an arson fire?
Oh God,
it's definitely not.
We
arson.
do not condone arson.
So I've got a burn pile back here. I've been waiting for a party and just stacking it up.
We got one too. Yeah,
it's probably the size of 2 of my trucks.
Yeah,
so
it's a big fire.
Yeah, we got one too.
We'll have to call the fire department.
Real big.
So, but on that one, I will probably, put a beer box in there and then douse that in fuel and then shove it in and then make a little trail of fuel and then hear ye, this party.
I don't know if it's Bojangles or David's Shadow, one or the other, but it kind of got me a little jumpy. I'm feeling better now, by the way.
Good.
I'm feeling better. 2 beers.
I've met lots of folks like, oh God, you can't use gasoline to start a fire?
Which you can't. Gasoline is a terrible idea.
Yeah, diesel,
this is God's honest truth. I love you.
I use gas.
I love you, my brother, like I do. There's a very special place in my heart for you. I worked with an individual that did the same thing, and it didn't turn out very well for him. Like
you got to be quick because that's
there's too many variables. There's too many variables, and gasoline is too volatile, and the flashpoint is too. It's just not good. Diesel fuel, kerosene.
Now
that's
got
where you need
Smoker's Fire Mix. This is what I try to go
Smoker's Fires Mix. So he's making Molotov cocktails.
All right, boys and girls. I think it's time to move on to the next one here before the ATF shuts us down.
Well, you just mixed your used motor oil.
I think it's called a farmer.
Gasoline.
Don't mix it with gas. Mix it with diesel fuel.
Well, that's
like a farmer's mix. Like a lot of farmers, when they're clearing tree lines and they're doing all these things, prepping in the spring for the most potential tillage that they can get in, right?
Yeah.
You always got brush fires going everywhere. And they got, one of my good buddies, shout out to my buddy once again, Mr. Joshua Shirley. All you need is a bucket of kerosene and a leaf blower and a Bic lighter. And and something to keep the fire tight. You know what I mean? Like if you're
tight.
Yeah, if you're brush burning, all you need is some kerosene, a Bic lighter, and a leaf blower. And I've watched Josh do it, in person.
I always have a leaf blower from a fire start.
Yeah.
Yeah, the leaf blower works well.
Yeah.
But you're out on gasoline.
Totally out, Josh.
Yeah.
Totally out.
Hey, let's go ahead and turn that into a Facebook poll.
Everyone should be out on gasoline.
Yes. So David, I would want you to stop using gasoline. Now, I will say one time, my neighbor, Hornet, really good best buddy of mine, Casey and I's neighbor, goddamn jack of all trades, guy can do anything, fix anything. He had some of Carson's old race gas, like probably some 110 octane, some real high powered shit here, and a pump sprayer that we were, like a little weed killer, sprayer. Like a 3-gallon pump sprayer. And it was, we were from here to the door away, and that sumbitch was just lobbing a stream of pure octane into the flame, and it didn't take long to get that sumbitch going with that shit.
Is that smart?
No, it's terrible because what happens if those flames come right back into that jug that you're toting around? Your ass is grass, bud.
So we were at a party, and this individual shall remain nameless, but he may work at Block and Brick.
Oh boy, yeah,
on the backside back there of where his dad lives.
Morning, James.
Yeah, and we were at a party there one night, and fire was going. And somebody had the old gasoline canister and went to dump on it while it burned. And you just saw it crawl up.
No.
Immediate panic. Threw it down. Luckily, he didn't have any on him. Yep. And then everybody just darted and it just poof.
Oh, God. It's terrible, man.
Yeah. Hey, don't mess with the old gasoline.
I screwed around with it one time when I lived in town. And we had like Arlo, what's those patio chimney things that people put on their back patios?
Chimeas.
Like a chimney type?
Chimneas.
It's a Mexican thing or Hispanic or
looks like one of them gourd bird feeders.
Yeah, like an adobe looking mud.
Gary Allen, that's some good karaoke too. He had an album called Adobe Walls.
Oh my God, squirrel.
Chimney.
There you go. Nice work, Casey.
Chiminea.
Yeah, but so we had something similar to one of those in our old house in Huntingburg, but it was just like a cooker. It was made. I think it was made for cooking, but it was made out of the same brick and Bedford stone that the house was made out of.
Oh,
Something they probably
Fancy.
did because they had some leftover shit. Being frugal back in the 50s. And I had a catalpa tree, and that sumbitch would shuck sticks like crazy. And we would put them all in there, and then when it got time, when it was time, we would burn it, and we'd have a little backyard fire. Me and wife before we had kids, me and the warden. And I did the whole gasoline trick, but I didn't. I just put it in like a Coke bottle or shot a little out in a beer can or something, and I threw the beer can in there, and then stood about 40 yards away from it and shot the son of a bitch with a bottle rocket. With a bottle rocket. And that thing, the chimney, like obviously when you got you draw, like you know what I'm talking about, like you get a draw. I bet you there was a 3-foot jet engine flame shooting out of the top of that about 4-foot chimney. Justine come outside. She's like, "Oh my God, what the hell are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, just starting a little fire, honey." Why does it smell like gas and bottle rockets? I should pee in my pants every day for the amount of times that I've messed with fire as a child.
I was wondering
they
where you were
always
going
used
there.
to say you mess with the fire, you play in the fire, you piss your pants.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But
I
no,
thought
like if
maybe-
it's a campfire thing, like if we're having a driveway fire, did you see me grab his
I was
hand?
gonna say, you want me and Arlo to leave?
No, we're fine.
Okay.
If I'd grab yours too, I'm good.
Okay.
But if like the driveway campfires and the little driveway, like in our fire pit, which by the way, R.I.P.
I heard it got run
I'll
over.
tell you about that in the pause. But
Do you want us to file a claim against?
no. The offer was made and I declined because it was shot anyway. The bottom blew
When
out.
we
of
were
it.
there,
the bottom blew out of it the last time we used it anyway. But a Burns-O-Matic torch. I build my teepee.
Yep.
I put my kindling in there, build my teepee. Shred up some beer boxes or whatever, in the middle, and then I just take my Burns-O-Matic and stick her in there and let her eat, and then it just goes on its own. No fuel.
I mean, you guys don't come up on the hill when invited.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't come up at all.
Right. Yeah.
Just never. Nobody ever.
Shithole. Don't want to go.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Best views in the county, but that's okay. I'm not bitter about it at all.
Oh boy.
Not bitter about it at all. I get it. So
Welcome to my company.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I-
welcome to my misery, man.
Yeah,
seems
come on
like
in.
we're just a half of it, But so, anyways, I'll do the old box with
Yeah.
some newspaper
Mhm.
and then some kindling around it, and just kind of build up from there.
Yeah.
That's my usually standard go-to.
Do you ever see those tumbleweeds?
Oh yeah.
Those things work great.
They
man.
work
I
Fire
took
really
all
good.
when I were camping a lot.
Yeah, I
wouldn't
used
use
one
fuel.
this last time we had a fire at my house. I used a tumbleweed because
See,
I
I
was
just-
out of Burnzo. My benzo tank, my Burnzo tank was gone.
See,
Not
those
benzo.
things work great. I just wouldn't, if I'm going to eat on the fire,
No.
like if I'm going to
I don't
roast
use
anything,
fuel.
I don't
Oh,
use any
God.
fuel. I mean, I know
Now,
we.
Jenna,
Oh,
the
God.
my warden throws trash on the fire. And even if you're cooking, I'm like, "What are you doing?" She's
Oh
like,
man,
I'm just
Justine and I
burning
went.
it."
Have you heard my story about in high school going to it? See, fires used to be like a big thing when we were in high school.
Still a big thing.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, for sure. But like, there were specific times where, like, man, there ain't shit to do, and they're like, "Hey,
We
you
should
want-
burn
We should go have a fire." Yep, and we just find somebody that had a place to have a fire, and we just go build a fire and get drunk. I mean, that's
At Lee's.
or
Do you
anywhere.
remember whenever you showed up with the blue emergency light?
Oh
at
my
his
god!
Fire. Were y'all at that party?
Nah,
We were all
you
underage.
probably weren't.
We were
by
underage.
that
We were
time.
drinking, and Mace decides to show up at the party with the first responder blue light going up the driveway. No one noticed that there wasn't any red to it.
Yeah.
We had people jumping through freaking barbed wire fences.
I,
It's crazy.
The guy that you were talking about earlier, having the old fire, that guy blocking brick. Yeah, we used to hang out there a lot back in the day. We do not condone underage drinking, by the way. It's terrible. But, my dad and
You
Grandpa
flew
both
up the
were
driveway.
first responders. I was not on a public roadway. I was
So now
not.
you're gonna rationalize.
I was not on a
your
public
behavior.
roadway, and I was not operating a vehicle while intoxicated yet. And I came up the driveway, and I just came in there like my hair was on fire and turned that whole blue light on. And my God, they just
People just
scattered like rats. It was hilarious.
I had strobe lights in the Ranger back in the day.
Oh,
and the
yeah.
headlights and had that PA system. So,
Do you remember
my cop car noises and
You remember the Q-beam 12-volt spotlights that they used to sell? The Q-beams? They were like a million candle power, and they would come with a red, blue, and yellow lens in the pack when you'd buy them. Well, we all had them. Because, I mean, we would go spotlighting and looking for deer and stuff in the summertime.
red and blue.
Yes, sir. 2 of them in the same, because most cars got a cigarette light plug and a 12-volt accessory. Plug one of them bitch, both them bitches in at the same time, and then do like one of these units, the little wobby, one with a red and one with a blue. Yeah, we used to cause a little trouble.
Man, I tell you what, I've been wanting to get one of those because now the Rams.
Oh my God!
My truck is cop trucks, so I want to get. They make a light, but it's like $400. But I want one of them door-mounted spotlights.
We were literally talking about that today.
Yeah.
Yep. Me and my wife were on our way back from Jasper. We were talking about that stupid light.
I want one.
I know. That's okay.
I'll just never forget everyone coming back and they got ripped jeans and all this other stuff. And they're like, you dick.
Oh, yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Good time.
We blew up a microwave, I think, that night with some
We
sort of...
threw a TV out of the back of a moving truck.
Well, that could have been. But we had a lot of fun, man. A lot of good times back on the hill.
Just kids.
Kids don't do it
Just
anymore.
kids. I heard they's out there having them all-night drinking parties.
That might be true. Hey, you know what time it is?
What is it? Time for... what is it? Tell me.
Pause.
Oh!
Time for the pause for the cause. The longest consecutive running sponsor of the Wondering Dutchmen podcast.
We've been working so hard. We've been working so hard, and so has our next sponsor, Maxey's Barbershop.
Amen.
So let's take a pause for the cause, brought to you by our friend Jay Maxey at Maxey's Barbershop, a full-service barbershop located right in the thick of it in Huntingburg, Indiana. The shop offers a variety of services, including traditional haircuts, beard trims, and much, much more. Jay Maxey, the owner of the shop, has over 20 years of experience and is committed to delivering exceptional service to his clients. The shop also offers a unique vacuum cut system that eliminates hair mess. What's even better is that you don't need to book an appointment, as Maxey's Barbershop only does walk-ins. So stop in when it's convenient for you. And when you do stop in, tell them the Dutchman sent you.
We'll be right back.
Hey, Wanderers. Are you in the market for a new grill this grilling season? If so, you're going to love our newest sponsor, Southern Indiana Hardwoods. Southern Indiana Hardwoods is your go-to source for Green Mountain grills, grill accessories, and wood pellets. Southern Indiana Hardwoods not only sells Green Mountain grills, they are the exclusive manufacturer for Green Mountain Grills wood pellets, ensuring the highest quality and consistency for your new grill. Maybe you'd love that new grill, but you don't own a pickup or a trailer. That's no problem. Southern Indiana Hardwoods will deliver any pellet grill to DuBois County, Indiana for free. That's right, you don't have to worry about the hassle of transportation or shipping. Nick Merkley at Southern Indiana Hardwoods is going to bring that new grill to your doorstep. It's assembled, pre-burned, and ready to go. And there's one more thing. Right now, through May 29th, 2023, when you buy a grill from Nick and mention that the Dutchman sent you, you're going to receive 3 free bags of pellets to get you started on your grilling journey. So what are you waiting for? Call Nick today at 812-639-3974 and order that new Green Mountain Grills pellet grill. Trust us, you won't regret it. Dutchman out.
Hey! And we're back. Big thanks to our buddy Jay Maxey for that pause for the cause, because we needed it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we good.
Bob.
Hey, but welcome back to the second hour of our show. Before we get started, let me tell you about our sponsor for this hour, Catering by Meyer.
Oh, yeah.
If you're looking for a delicious, hassle-free way to feed your guests at your next event, look no further than our friends at Catering by Meyer. They offer a variety of mouthwatering menus from appetizers to desserts. They can suit any taste and budget. Whether you need a casual buffet, a formal plated dinner, or anything in between, Catering by Meyer has you covered. Catering by Meyer is perfect choice for weddings, corporate events, birthdays, anniversaries, or really any occasion that calls for great food and great service. Give our buddies Bubba and Jared Feltner a buzz and tell them the Dutchman sent you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And I think the poll there that everybody responded
Yeah, big
to.
response.
I think
Keep them coming.
I think our boys over at Merkley's need a jalapeno cheese brat. They got one, right?
I think so.
Jalapeno.
Maybe
Which
they'll
they're
look
good.
because we got some comments on those.
I think cheese is winning.
Yeah, I'd say cheese is
Cheese is winning for sure.
That and I just kicked the hell out of your microphone.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
It's all right.
So
So,
we're
the
used
abuse.
to it. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
But I mean,
I'm here for you, Smoke.
Thanks, buddy.
really excited about Catering by Meyer.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
We have got the rough draft of the first official The Wondering Dutchman merchandise store.
That might not be a spoiler alert by the time this comes out.
Yeah, hopefully it's not. But if it is,
If it is, sorry to tell you again, but we're super excited about it.
yeah, and we
on
got
May
some
the
we got
4th.
some tweaking to do. We got some tweaking to do.
Tweaking
Just a
in
little
there.
bit of tweaks here and there. But with that being said, I think I'm gonna. My topic says T-shirt $1 million idea.
I wondered what you were trying to get across with that.
Yeah,
I've got a whole list on my phone of shirts that I've wanted my wife to make for me with her little Cricut cutter.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fonzie Creations.
But they're just, she won't because
Yeah.
she knows I'll wear them. Just really
Well,
inappropriate.
mine's not necessarily like a design thing. I want to create a T-shirt manufacturing company that specifically caters for people like me.
People of size. POSs.
Yes. I want to create a T-shirt company that deals in T-shirts, sweatshirts, long sleeve T-shirts, tank tops, work apparel, anything that you could imagine if you're a big old fat bastard like me.
So
3X
instead
and
of
above.
big
Carhartt
camo,
not
it'd
have
be
it?
like
Huh?
No.
big.
Carhartt only runs till like 4X on some things.
Yeah, some things. Other things. So that's the thing. Just what you just said right there, Arlo. I mean, you can Google the hell out of it and you're going to find a lot of it, but I can't afford it. What I want is
Bigcasual.com.
I want big casual. Oh, God.
Coming at you, Big Camo. You had a chance to get on.
Yeah.
You had a chance to get on this train, but Big Camo decided to pass.
But there again, see, Big Camo doesn't sell their own things.
Oh,
No,
they
They're
sell
a
other-
supplier. They sell, they sell Storm Hide. They sell Duck
Stormhide.
brand.
Sounds like
They
a
sell
daggone transformer.
Columbia. They sell all kinds of other stuff like this. I want to be one of those names.
Oh.
I want to be able to be like, oh yeah, that's
That's a Big Mace exclusive.
exactly. That's a
Missile Lip
Do you
t-shirts.
remember back in the
Missile
day?
Lip t-shirts.
yeah.
Do you remember Big Dog?
I'm checking.
Yes.
That was big guy shirts back.
Big Dog.
They also sold regular people's size
Yes.
shirts.
Big Dog was like a t-shirt type thing too. But here's the thing. I want a t-shirt that is it's slimmer fitting up top.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It has a somewhat tighter of a neck, like a nice crew neck. It has a moderately and modestly length sleeve if you're in a short sleeve option. But it's for a guy that has a mud flap.
Yeah.
Like somebody that's got a long torso, that's packing a little heat up front,
Yeah.
that's going to cover your
Little manny pack.
your mud flap there.
Little manny pack made that.
Yeah, your dicky do, I guess you would say there, your old cock cover. But I want to be able to have a T-shirt that is readily available for anybody that if you are a guy like me and you are trying to work with a company that makes custom T-shirts, that them custom T-shirt makers can contact me and say, hey, got an order. Big old gaggle of fat bastards. They need a load of T-shirts. Okay, I got you. You're coming right up. And there's no questions asked, and they fit good. They fit good for a guy that definitely 100% needs a tall.
Yeah.
And that's me. Like I do. Like I mean, I'm only 6'4", but I need a tall.
I'm only 6'1", but if I buy just my girth size in X's without the T on it,
Yeah.
my shit hangs out.
I know. And I hate that, man. I am so self-conscious of the slightest little
I don't like showing no skin.
just a little peekaboo of flesh tone down there. Can't do it. I will tug at it. I wore it. So I have a shirt that was customly made by a friend of mine that I wore under. Yes. And it fits me. It did fit me very well until it got washed.
Is that my Hyman Hurt shirt?
Yes, and now it's shrunk a little bit, but it's fine. It's normal because it's that kind of material. I don't want no dry fit bullshit. I don't want nothing. I hate that dry fit crap. I'm not doing that. Like I want a nice
Cotton t-shirt. 100% cotton.
Yes, a nice quality cotton shirt that is going to. I mean, yeah, if you buy it in your true size, you may want to go up one. So if it does shrink, you got room, But like, I'm so sick and tired of like football, like football T-shirts every year. Like if I could, I would buy a shirt every single fundraiser they have. I would buy one.
Yeah,
but I can't. Because they're never offered
for a person of size.
For a person of my
for
size.
A POS.
For a POS. For my size and stature. So with that being said, I want to create my own T-shirt company that sells shirts that fit guys with my body style. And I want to be on these custom T-shirt makers' profile or their radar. That's what I want.
You want to be a distributor for them.
Yeah, I want to do that.
Well, so... Hey, I'm just going to throw this out there. Why are we talking about it now, telling thousands of our fans our business idea? Well, your business idea that obviously we would get together on.
Arlo's been Googling for like 20 minutes here, and 6 minutes and 20-some seconds. Because
really, you're just looking to be a wholesale distributor of shirts, 3X and above, and talls.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be your regular old run-of-the-mill, tall.
I get what you're...
Yeah,
what I'm saying, though, is that... You can probably realistically find somebody that makes these shirts
and say, "Hey,
and have them
8
produce.
inches on the bottom of it."
And what you could do is you could make your own sizing based on what you want.
Yeah,
because then you're just a middleman making the money. Then you just tie them together and say, "Hey," because they don't want a 3XT.
They produce the shirts. They come to you
like a 3F 4X double T,
or we'll just call it the 3 big mace.
I got two things.
Titty T.
I got two things.
One thing I know what you're probably going to say is maybe you could just get back on the wagon, hit the
lose
weights,
some weight.
Lose some weight.
That is not even part of what I was going to say.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
The first thing I was going to say is
so I'm not wrong on that.
Yeah. You really think I'd say that?
No, he would. You didn't.
MissilLips.com is available.
Yeah! Let's go!
It won't be available by the time this airs, but
I think
it's available.
That'd be like whenever my mom was looking at stuff for Christmas
and
online.
then you could do the size.
Online crop.
1P,
Hey,
2P, 3P.
when mom went online to do some Christmas shopping and she just went to dicks.com. Whoa! Linda? What the hell is that?
Surprise.
The second thing I was going to add is there is a website called kingsize.com.
I've been there 1,000 times.
It looks like they got a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
man.
look at the
but
prices.
if you go in and if you go into, because I follow kingsize.com.
Me too.
If you go into it and you're like,
select
oh,
a
this looks
T-shirt.
good,
Yeah, it's a nice shirt.
$9.
Yeah, hell yeah, that's
but
a good looking
it's
shirt.
$114 if you're anything more than a large
and
or
then
extra large.
So click on there and then go down to the drop down for the size.
So that one.
Yeah.
And then tall. This right here.
Yeah. Go ahead. Try it. Give it a whirl.
Tall.
See how the options just like diminish. That's what I mean.
There's literally all of these are that size.
Yep. See all those stupid ass colors? Yeah. And then you buy that thing. Look how baggy the sleeves are. that just screams you're a fat bastard.
Yeah, like they give you potato sacks for sleeves just because you look like.
Yeah, you're a fat ass. You know what I mean? Like that's fat people clothes, Arlo. I've lived my entire life wearing fat people clothes.
That's like a.
And
I just thought I found something for you.
No, no. What you found is I was trying to be cut in half. It's just a moo.
Listen, guys, I was trying to be helpful.
No, but what I'm saying is every rabbit hole that you could potentially go down trying to find these T-shirts, I've already been down them.
What are those shirts they advertise where it's like, hey, it fits really well? They advertise like, what is the name?
Those
of
are
fresh cut, fresh fit,
but
fresh.
Those aren't for fat guys. Those are for what they call a dad bod. That's for like
that'd be like more of like a your size, Arlo. Like people in the modern day,
true classics.
Yeah. True classics. That's one for sure. But like guys that are about your size and maybe just a smidge bigger, they're calling themselves fat. You know what I mean? Like,
you're hipster fat.
Yeah, you're hipster fat, but you're not real fat.
Yeah,
I don't know if you deserve this smoke, Arlo.
Like you ran a 10K comfortably. You're not fat. No. You are not.
But you're hipster.
Do you weigh 300 pounds?
No.
Then you're not in the fat kid club.
Yeah.
You have to be. You have to be
$3
above $3 bills to be in the fat kid club, and you're not. So don't even worry about it. Matter of fact, I think one of my best buddies that used to be in the Fat Kid Club is no longer in the Fat Kid Club.
Who's that?
Nobby.
Oh, he looks good.
Yeah, he does. He's lost a shit ton of weight.
Well, it's because you harassed him about his shaft.
Every 30 pounds you lose.
That's another inch of cock.
Hey,
gotta love
someday I just decided to go for
a little run.
Yeah,
but I don't know, man.
I'm with you, buddy. I mean, I get it.
I know.
Because
this whole process of doing things and
it's aggravating.
It is, man. It is a freaking.
I'm in a
battle.
3XT now that has not been washed, and it's poking on too short.
Yeah.
As soon as I wash it, this will be a
game over.
Only wear it like around the house.
Like my mom was always like, "Oh, you're screwed. You're because you guys dry everything." And I'm like, "Yeah, because I don't have freaking time." Or a clothesline to hang everything to dry.
Well, this isn't Little House on the Prairie. I mean, you got to use a dryer. So
actually, we damp dry everything.
Yeah,
where it still doesn't get all the way dry, and then we hang it.
Where?
In our laundry room.
Oh,
like at our laundry room. Like you go in there on a Sunday.
They got rich people shit. We don't have that.
Oh my god! We can't have the laundry room. We call the back 40.
Hey, I may not have the T-shirt size that you're talking about, not part of the Fat Kid Club, but I am part of something, and it's on that desk right in front of Lindemann. You see that Merkley hat?
Oh, the big head hat.
Oh, the big head hat.
Oh, yeah.
So I want to tell some listeners, and I've told Brad Merkley this too. This is the first hat that has actually fit my big ass head.
Yeah, you do have a dome, bub.
What does the hat say inside?
I bet it's hard to get your head squeezed to them little shirts, ain't it?
Bigheadcaps.com.
That is the only place I'm going to be able to buy hats because it's the only one that fits. Like, do you guys want these hats? Because I need them.
I wear it.
I'll give you mine because it's way too big.
Yeah, I need it. Like,
wait, you have a? Yeah, you got an all right head.
I do not. That's like mine's like 7 1/4. Like I got a
about the
tiny
size
head.
I feel like
7 1/8.
It's like an average. Yeah,
pretty average. I mean,
pretty
average 7 1/4. I mean, it's pretty average. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm in the 8s, bub.
Yeah.
My
caramba.
Hey,
Chihuahua, el gargantuo, el grande.
I think I'm 7
El grande
3/4.
cabeza.
I joke because Ari,
Cabeza.
my son Ari, has a giant head, and I always joke that he can wear like adult hats.
No
And
way,
he's
dude.
3.
Like the first time I laid eyes on that kid, there was no doubt who his father was.
Oh, I know.
Strictly on dome size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's me.
Good.
But yeah, I want to make a t-shirt company, and I want to sell
Missilelips.com.
thousands of oversized
I
t-shirts.
feel like
for
missile
guys.
lips might be misleading.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with t-shirts, so we may have to rebrand that. But I'll work with some of our fine friends and get things worked
get it
out.
rolling.
We'll get it figured out.
We're gonna have to get us cotton gin first.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get us a large field of cotton because we are gonna have to get a lot.
bales of the old white fluffy stuff. Here.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
Might have to just mix in and do like a
Blend.
How about
polyester.
big T's? TEEZ.
Ooh,
Let me
that's
see
good.
if that's available.
TDs?
Big T's.
D's.
Oh, someone's got it. BigTees.com. I'm a little nervous. Well,
Yeah.
it's fine. I'll just go ahead and see. Let me make sure it's muted first.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't know what we would call it, but I mean, even if it wouldn't have to be like an actual website, like you have to be like, I just want to sell T-shirts to people that
you
make
want to be
T-shirts.
the wholesaler.
Yeah.
Big T's is available for sale for $2,095. You can own the domain.
Oh my
that's
God.
not
I
bad.
wonder if
Big
the value
T's.
of our website has gone up since we've been using it.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
Anyway,
Oversized outfitters.
Ooh,
I've done a lot of stuff from them.
Big Shirt Co. Titan Threads. The Big and Bold Co. Colossal Clothes Company.
Ooh wee.
Jumbo Tees. Giant garments. I'm using Chat GPT. Supersized shirts.
I'm using ChatGPT. Colossal clothes.
Colossal Clothes
Titan
Co.
threads.
Holland tarpon canvas.
Hey now. That guy that died that worked with us.
covers.
Big. How about this? Great Goliath garments.
Triple G, baby.
Herculean wear.
Huh?
Herculean.
Big Dutchman. Oh,
Grandiose garb.
Nice.
Big Dutchman T-shirt
Big
company.
Dutchman T-shirt company.
I love it.
BDTS.
The Big and Mighty Co. Thanks, Chat GPT.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Chat.
thanks. So
Moving on.
So
I
my
like it.
topic,
Glittering and
glittery dead.
God, this is a good one here, boys. Because go ahead.
The reefer. So as some of you may or may not know by listening to the show, I have been under the weather for about the past 2 weeks. This is the third week, starting to feel well.
You're sounding a lot better.
Yeah, I appreciate it, buddy. So I last week, Friday, which would be the 30th, I think that would be correct, April 30th, to try to keep time.
No,
Justine's birthday.
that was Sunday.
Yeah.
The 28th.
So 28th was Friday.
28th was the Friday. Okay. So I got a wild hair, and I was like, I'm going to call our local healthcare provider here in Holland, fan of the show, Dr. Ryan Fleming. And I was like, I just want to set an appointment, see what it looks like on Monday, kind of go from there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I called. They obviously were unavailable. And it wasn't but a little bit later, I received a call from another fan of the show, Miss Jan Luker.
Mm-hmm.
And she was asking about, my symptoms and everything else. Well, they shut their phones down at noon for lunch, which no problem. So I didn't get a chance to call back till it was afterwards. Well, in between then, Doc had just texted me. He's like, hey, I'm on call. Like, let's work something out. Like, it was great. Like, I very much appreciate it. But I was kind of like taken aback. I was like, it's just kind of like a sinus infection or something, just what I'm dealing with. Like, I didn't know it was that urgent. Like, I could have waited. I had waited. I mean, shit, 2+ weeks going on. So it's funny. I get there and Jan's like, well, I heard you on the show today talking about being sick, plus then knowing that you're a week behind.
Oh, boy.
Plus where we're at another week. We just needed to get you in here.
Yeah.
So to the friends
Figured out.
of Holland Family Medicine, Jan Luker, Dr. Ryan Fleming, and the crew,
I wouldn't trade them for the world.
they are great. I appreciate them so much getting me in. Doc slapped some steroids and some antibiotics. Clear sailing. Been doing great. But that brought me to my topic.
Here we go.
How in the world back in the day, and I'm talking about Old West pioneer days, did they deal with things like colds, sinus infections, and like allergies? Because I battled it, and Doc Fleming was like, why did you take so long to get here?
They didn't have it. They didn't get it.
They probably didn't have it.
I mean, like, it's unreal.
Yeah, they didn't get it.
Yeah, they didn't get it.
When you don't have, like, this is one thing. So being an outside worker every day, like I'm outside, at least, scheduled 8 hours a day in the summer, spring, all the time. I'm outside all the time. When you don't swing from climate to climate, like if you don't have air conditioning, you know what I mean? Like if you don't go back and forth,
Yeah.
and if you're literally outside every day, living in a said chuck wagon or living in a house with no windows or any sort of air movement device, you're there. You know, the pollen levels are going to be different, but like you got to think they're probably eating honey and everything like that. That's got all those natural antigens in it. To where, I mean, they may get their, obviously people died from the bubonic plague.
I think if you
and the
were
bubonic
allergic,
plague
you
was
just
probably
died.
nothing more than, according to what they said in the past, Arlo can fact check me, but I'm pretty sure that the bubonic plague was nothing more than like a modern day common flu or something. You know what I mean?
Well, I think it is bacteria from mites on rats.
I just Googled, did people get colds in ancient times? And it says the DNA of the virus suggests it first evolved around 700,000 years ago.
wow.
So
Well, I'm sure they had colds.
Yeah, I mean
I'm
they're
just
going to get
saying
a cold
I don't
or like
think
whatever.
that the allergens in the air would have had the effect.
Well,
'cause
colds
it
are a
had always
virus,
been
so
there.
this is different.
Well,
Oh,
because
we're
see,
talking about
I
allergies.
mix like colds, which is a virus, sinus infections, which is generally bacteria,
yeah,
and then allergies. Like I get the allergy argument. I get the allergy argument when you live in it, you don't have central air, you don't have any controlled air,
right.
you don't have an air filter.
Yeah.
Like I get your allergies
You're
probably
just
aren't.
desensitized.
Yeah,
I'd say.
it's just your life is miserable enough because you ain't
'Cause
take
you're
a solid
shitting
poop.
in a bucket
Yeah,
outside.
you ain't take a solid poop in a month because of cholera.
Oh boy,
Cholera.
Giardia. That will get you too.
But I think like for colds and like sinus infections, like you can't stop. They didn't have antibiotics back then. Like they didn't have
when was
I think they just
penicillin?
died.
penicillin was until like the World War One.
Oh,
Now I'm gonna step
think.
out on something pretty controversial here.
Helen Keller controversial.
Oh,
No,
shit.
not near there.
Okay.
So I went to Vincennes University in Vincennes, Indiana, for 4 years,
Go Trailblazers.
and never in that time did I ever get a sickness.
Because
Other than
Vincent's will do that to you.
But I drank lots of the whiskey,
oh man, yeah.
and
Speaking of that,
when I slowed down on the whiskey here a
when
few
in
years
Rome.
ago, the sickness started coming around. So I think back in the day, they were just treating it with alcohol,
well, do you know
killing it all.
what the hell did we see? Like, there's several. Man, I love that history stuff, and I love the
Penicillin was 1928, by the way.
Gotcha. So like so that was definitely post World War One,
Yeah.
right? So I looked at the old like the doctors would prescribe you.
Snake oil.
Yeah, go home and take 2 snorts of whiskey and a teaspoon of sugar, or whatever. And I agree. There's a lot of stuff that had like the whiskeys in it back in the day.
I'm a big.
I guarantee you one thing, man. If we were on the Oregon Trail, or like if we were living in said,
We'd be a lot skinnier.
you goddamn right.
We wouldn't have to worry about.
We wouldn't
big
be nowhere
t-shirts.
about no big ass t-shirts, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
Well,
Or no oversized cotton gin. We'd be some slim fighting machines, boy.
so speaking of like, do you guys hit the over-the-counter remedies for things like
oh my
allergies?
God, like
and
fucking for freaking candy. Yeah, I eat it all the time.
that's what I.
Yeah, dude.
I know.
Mucinex, Zyrtec.
I guess I am on Zyrtec, but I take it every day. for
Oh,
my
see, now
allergies.
I don't do that. I take omeprazole for heartburn every day.
Oh, I got that. I
yeah,
got that.
I take that. Well, no. Yeah, it is omeprazole.
It's
Yeah,
like-
yeah.
This is the first conversation where the next one you're getting people off your lawn and
Yeah.
arguing that.
Oh,
the
by the
DH
way,
is bad
somebody
for
already
baseball.
called me and wanted me to talk about that.
What's that?
Like the driving on lawns and stuff like that. Like they were asking us what we thought about it, but I'll save that for another time.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, we saved that.
Oh,
Oh boy, don't you dare!
Last
Yeah.
time old C-Mac was down, he realized he forgot his his cholesterol medicine.
oh
And I
shit.
was like, hold on. I was like, what kind do you take? What's your dose? And he told me, I'm like, oh, that's what I got.
Oh
buddy."
my
He sat
God.
there and he said,
You guys,
man, if you'd have told me when we met all those years ago that someday
we were going to
we'd
be
sharing drugs,
swapping drugs, but it's cholesterol pills.
Cholesterol medicine, I'd have never
Oh,
believed
yeah.
you.
But like NyQuil, Dayquil, Mucinex. I mean, yeah, all winter
You're
long,
all-
dude. Yeah,
really?
eat them all. Yeah, hell yeah. Tylenol by the bucket.
I just, God rest my mother's soul. Like I can remember her, like people get the sniffles and they want to come in for
Damn
antibiotics and
script.
Z-Packs
You're
and all that
right,
stuff.
man. You're right.
And like I was explaining to Doc, I was like, that wasn't how I was raised. Like you wrote it out. Like the questions went this: did you gargle with salt water? Well, no, that's going to be the first answer where I'm like, no, I haven't. Like, well, did you take a steam inhalation? No, haven't done that, Mom.
Yeah.
Like, can you throw me a bone here? Well, did you like have honey and tea or with lemon or, have you done any of these things? And it's just like.
So the only thing that spooks me out about that nowadays is like how different things are.
Well, honey and tea now isn't coming from your backyard.
No,
more than likely.
Maxwell, my son, like so very strep prone.
Yeah.
We were all very strep prone. And he actually had a strep infection that didn't show up. And then wound up with glomerular nephritis, which is like it's in your kidneys. Your glomerulus are like ducts in your kidneys. They become inflamed, which therefore your kidneys just don't work.
Oh, wow.
His face blew up. He started pissing blood. Like it was terrible. Like we went to Riley. We ended up at Riley over it. And it was because he had a strep infection that went untreated. Or he had a strep infection that was, I guess maybe Justine's probably, like her skin's probably crawling.
She doesn't watch the show.
Yeah, but like if she did, she would be God, you're so wrong, you dumbass. But like it's something to do with that went untreated, and then the strep came back, and instead of showing up as strep throat or the rash, it went for his kidneys.
See, Zoe had the strep rash.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
She had the strep rash, and
Cesar's kids did too.
And it was like, as a parent,
yeah, it's rough.
Like it was, we were out at friend's house, and Zoe, we had potty trained her. Like we were past accidents, but we still carried.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like,
we're still packing.
She was
still carried. Did you hear that? I love
it. But like we were there, and she's like, I gotta go potty, and we'd go nothing, go nothing, and then she had an accident, and I was like, what's the deal? And she's like, well, I don't know, like just didn't feel well, and then like we get home, and I noticed like the red like on her face, and I was like, hey, buddy, like was there poison ivy on? Like was there anything like, but like because that's what I started to try to go through. And then it ended up being a strep rash. Yeah. And I mean, she
broke out, man.
Like it was all over, like around her eyes, her mouth. Like felt so bad for her.
Yeah.
But that was what it was. We were like, well, how does this happen? And they're like, well, some people, they get strep and it's in their throats. And like she had it and her body didn't respond to it. And then
Justine gets strep and she's on her deathbed. Like triple digit fever, total body aches, throat so sore that she can barely drink water, like just going to die, like bad.
Yeah.
I don't. So when I had strep one time or 1,000 times, to the point where I actually went to an ENT to see if I qualified to get my tonsils taken out as an adult, which turns out a tonsillectomy as an adult,
dangerous procedure,
brutal.
Yeah,
it's like terrible.
I think there's a 5% like fatality rate.
Yeah, it's not good. Yeah, you can die from it.
Wait, are you making that number up?
No way, dude. No, that's real. It's a thing.
I have a swollen tonsil that has been swollen since I was 16.
Right on.
And it's not infected, but it's just massive.
This lady that I went to told me that I had the biggest tonsils she's ever seen.
Is it swollen right now?
I mean, I don't know if they're swollen, but they're just genuinely huge.
Let's see.
Well, I mean, we can't. I'll show you after the show. But like,
just open up. I want to see.
You show me yours, and I'll show you mine. Oh yeah, they're big. Like I got big ones too, but I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know whether or not like that was a compliment.
Did your
like
ever swell up?
My hymen.
Yeah. Did we talk about that?
That's already been torn.
But anyway, so I have cryptid tonsils. So like they look like golf balls, and I get tonsil stones. It's terrible. Anyway, Justine also
out of there.
Yeah, Justine gets tonsil stones too, but I get these lesions, like big, nasty, bloody lesions on my tonsils when I get strep, and it just feels like I got, but I don't get any other symptoms other than that when I get strep. Justine's on her deathbed. Me, I think I'm a carrier.
Aren't the purpose of our tonsils to fight off infections or something?
Yeah.
So do you think that since mine is always enlarged and yours, or sounds like yours are always enlarged, that it's just our body's just not gotten rid of something?
I don't know, man.
Maybe the listeners, maybe if we have some listeners that are real experts in this field, give us
Some
You know what would
EMTs.
solve it? Dandelion root. That son of a bitch on Twitter will make you a dandelion root tea, and next thing you know, you'll be running the Boston Marathon.
Amen.
Amen. I say
Have
to
you ever smelt a tonsil stone?
Terrible.
I just know, but I want to barf thinking.
Yeah,
about it.
vomitar. They're horrible. They're disgusting.
Have you ever yanked a tonsil stone out?
Oh, they're called little fellers. Did you ever watch Good Mythical Morning
Oh,
with
my.
Rhett and Link?
Does it surprise you?
No, it's fine. It's an internet show. That's why I thought maybe you've seen it.
No,
Oh,
I've never
because you
heard
do
Red
live on
Link?
the internet.
You've never seen Rhett and Link with Good Mythical Mornings? Man,
didn't
if
see that.
we'll tag them in this just so we can give
it'd
them
be
the
fun.
shout out. That'd be awesome. But yeah, so like your tonsils they kind of sit back in there, right? And your food and other bacterias and everything like saliva, plaque, everything that's in your mouth, your tonsils, as you speak, breathe, move, everything like that, they're always moving around.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and they form these little
Kind of
stones.
like fish gills.
Yeah, they form these little stones that are like Justine and I call them throat boogers because they're just like they're absolutely terrible, Arlo. Like
The smell.
yeah, they're like
How do
one
you
of
get rid of these things?
you got to get them out.
That naturally
You
work
gotta-
their way
Justine
out.
actually has an extraction kit. Justine has an extraction
I've
kit.
never had one of these.
Do you have tonsils?
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people don't get them. Some people do. Some people don't. It's just one of those things. And Justine and I, we both do.
Yeah. So
Well, moving
that's
on.
what it is.
Thank God we don't live on the little house in the prairie, and they make over-the-counter drugs.
Yeah.
So,
And we can go down and see our local healthcare provider.
That
and get
is
the antibiotics
exactly
and stuff.
right,
Although
man.
I get wild on steroids.
oh God, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
my
looking strong.
God.
I'm ready to fight. Not ready to fight, but I get an electric buzz.
Like I
Feel great.
Yeah.
Like my knee doesn't hurt. I
When
feel
we-
like I could shovel a whole dump truck full of rock. Like I'm just ready to rip.
when we had COVID the first time,
Yeah, prednisone, baby.
and
I'm ready for
I
it.
thought it was just a sinus infection. And
Yeah, no, we shared a freaking Fireball bottle in my garage, and I gave you my.
you gave me COVID.
No, God damn it, no! I gave you the spray.
Yeah.
I did my Swift MD spray, and or my doctor. We have a teledoc, and I ordered some stuff, and I gave it
Yeah.
to him.
And
Swapping drugs,
So
see.
I got on the steroids like right in the middle of like when I would be.
Covis.
And so like I felt like I was on fire, but I had all the energy of the world.
Yeah.
And then like Janelle was just dragging, and she's like, "How do you have so much energy?" And I'm like, "I'm on steroids right
Yeah.
now. It's like February.
Yeah.
I could be outside in shorts and a
Oh
t-shirt.
yeah, Justine
not
and
be-
when Maxwell was a kid, he suffered from wimpy white male, really really bad.
Yeah.
like he was like they were little, not like preemie or nothing, but they were just like it was a thing. Twin, he got the short end of the stick, sick all the time. Went to the hospital a million times, all that shit. Anyway, steroids. Justine was like, "We got to call the priest." Like he's fucking possessed. Like there is something terribly wrong with our son. And then we got to thinking, like,
He'll send him.
yeah, like get the sage out. There's something wrong with this kid. There's got to be horns and a tail getting ready to sprout anytime. And it was roid rage. Like it was just like a, you know what I mean? Like it was a thing. Like when we told the doc, like all these symptoms, like he's doing this, he's screaming, he's inconsolable, he's, clawing and scratching and writhing and just speaking in tongues and all kinds of crap as a young toddler, just a young little feller. They're like, yeah, we probably ought to switch his steroid because he's, obviously not taking that very well. I mean, there was times at night where I was working at night and Justine called me and she's like, you need to get home now. Like it's the only thing, he's getting ready to climb the walls backwards like the old woman on Legion. You know what I mean? It's just like steroids.
smoke we
That's
got.
crazy shit, dude.
So
How you falling out,
Ready to go kayaking.
the smokers are kayakers.
Yeah, you guys are real
we
in
got a
tune with
bunch
nature.
of kayaks, and I really want to go kayaking.
We got a whole fleet of them too.
but we go down to the Blue River, which is a beautiful place to kayak.
It's not blue though.
No.
No, but it's a fine place to go. But I'm a portly fella, and I'm not going to spend $9,000 on a kayak.
A fat man kayak is not for a blue collared individual.
Right, it just can't happen. And I go down and I got soggy britches the whole time because I ride low in the water.
Real low.
And now the Blue River's pretty shallow anyway.
Oh, yeah, Team Papa Willie.
By God, you hit the rocks and then you get hung up and then you're beached and then all the other people are going by on the inner tubes. Like, well, what's the problem with this fat bastard? Because I'm hung up in the rocks. And I just, every time I go, I get so pissed. Like, Smoker, you got to lose some weight. Or buy a different kayak. And I don't do either one. But I'm still excited for kayak season for some reason.
Canoeing is David's, kayaking David's weight loss motivation.
Yeah, no, just more of a...
I switched to a canoe. Like, I had a old
town.
No way, dude. It was not an old town. So I bought this canoe off of my neighbor. And when I lived in Huntingburg, there was a rental right next to me. Pretty cool cat. He had this old canoe that was like, it weighed 50 million pounds. Right. It was made out of solid fiberglass, like old fiberglass.
Yeah.
And it had the cones. Yeah. It had the cones in the front. Like the old, the nose is like it rolled up like the old Indian canoe. You know what I'm talking about? Like it rolled up like the old Indian canoes.
Yeah.
And then it was solid. The nose cone and the tail was solid. Not solid. They had like false walls in them to where they were full of air, to where you couldn't sink the canoe. Like it would not sink.
You still have this canoe?
No, but actually, I could tell you where it's at. But anyway, it's on display, like decoration now. But it had it was two halves that were formed together, and then it has like a piece of metal, like it had a banding, like a rudder almost. You know what I mean? So like if you got hung on a rock, you were either going this way or, oh boy, there's no.
Does the canoe carry the weight better than a kayak?
100%.
Well,
so
maybe
you
that's what
noticed?
I need.
You noticed in most canoes that the front and the back are the same, like they're pointed, like the exterior of the boat, it's the same.
Yeah, canoe's pointed the same either way.
Yeah, and if you notice that the seating position in a canoe are generally the same, like there is a front seat and the back seat. Do you know which one's which?
No, I'd say it depends on the butt grooves.
No,
Wherever the cooler is.
well, the butt grooves do have something to do with it, but the gap between the nose cone and the front seat is larger
because of your legs.
Because your legs, and the back seat, the bench is closer to the tail cone.
Because it just holds a cooler.
Sometimes it's not even big enough.
Well,
for
you'd
a
want to
cooler.
put your cooler in front of you, Dave.
Yeah. So then what you do is you sit in the rear, you sit in the front seat and canoe backwards, to where you are more in the, instead of being in the end of the canoe, you're more of like
in the middle.
You're like in the back half of the middle, to where you're still riding somewhat of a wheelie, but not like a dramatic wheelie.
Yeah, because I don't ride a wheelie. I just sink the whole, like the low rider.
You're too fat for a kayak, David.
It's got like a 250
David, you're too fat for a kayak.
How long is your kayak?
It's a 10-footer.
Yeah.
That's your problem. Have you tried a 12?
Or 15.
Or 18.
24-footer. I need a 4-person yak to...
I really want one with the foot pedals.
Buddy in town fishes in a
from one of those.
That's what I
kayak
looked into.
bass fishing tournament.
I looked into those because I thought, man, how cool would that be?
You'll spend a couple G's on them babies.
You might as well just buy a John boat for our friends at Port Jasper.
Yeah, for sure, hands down. When I had that kayak, I used to sit backwards with my back.
That canoe.
Yeah, canoe. When I used to have that canoe, I used to sit backwards, like with my back against the front bench, and I would sit on the floor of the canoe with a kayak paddle.
That way your center of gravity was lower.
Yeah, and which therefore you have to get a longer paddle.
Yeah.
Because you're sitting in the bottom of the canoe.
Yeah, you know all this canoe talk. Big fan of the show. Talk to him all the time about it. Tom Osborne is
dude. Huge. Did you know
outdoorsman.
That? Mr. Osborne. Tommy O is a huge
T.O.'s a big canoer.
Canoe guy.
Really? He's talked to me about stories of up in Minnesota doing that trip.
Yeah.
That would be a fun trip.
Dude, we did it. Me, my buddy. Shout out to my buddy Travis Edwards, Pedro, from Washington, Indiana. Derek Eskew, another big show, big fan of the show. Johnny Walker, a couple other buddies. We did a canoe trip we put in at Edwardsport on the West Fork of the White River, and our intentions were to go all the way to Maysville, which is pretty good haul. That's when we spent the night, when the canoes, and we had they had kayaks, had a canoe. But then we had hammocks, machetes, other life-saving devices.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, and we did it overnight, and it was a freaking blast. I mean, I didn't sleep with the shit because I can't sleep where the hell in a hammock, but we had a lot of fun.
C-Mac's buddy up in Terre Haute, he goes kayaking, but he drops in Terre Haute and takes the Wabash all the way down to Vincent, down to Knox County.
Holy shit.
But that's normally a 1 or 2 night camp trip.
I guess, too, yeah.
But I think that'd be...
My warden loves to kayak.
I would love to do a float trip like that where you did, because like Tom told me there in the North Woods, like how he's done it before. Bounty Waters. Does that sound right? Boundary Waters. Where basically, like, you know, you camp, you fish, you eat what you catch. Like,
God damn, that'd be fun as
I'd have
hell.
a blast,
Wouldn't it, Arlo?
We should do that, man. I used to do it. I used to go to Chattanooga. There's the Tennessee River Gorge.
Yeah,
so it's down
duh. Yeah.
And I would always do one night, but I had a specific campsite that we would go to. And
Justine was on the rowing team at IU, and she did their whole
row your boat
deal
gently down the stream.
Yeah. Guy at work did the Boundary Waters with his daughter. She got it for him for Christmas a couple years ago. She bought everybody in her family, like her brother, her mom, or dad, like different experiences they did together.
That's cool.
But he said they did like a 5 or 7 day trip, but he said it was miserable.
No shit.
He
pretty
said
intense.
He thinks that it would be better the second time.
Yeah.
But the first time
knowing all the
through,
tips
like,
and the tricks.
Here's the map, and you get to a campground, but you don't make reservations. You just show up, and if it's full, you keep going to the next one.
Oh, man.
But there's all
suck.
these places you got to pull out and carry your canoe.
What's that?
There's a freaking barge in the background. We're just canoeing or kayaking down
yeah, that's you.
That's Tennessee River.
Yeah, man.
So, it was fun stuff, man.
That's cool.
We would pack our food and everything.
Yeah, I just like you see, you go to West Virginia.
Yeah.
Some of those other places, like some of those whitewater rafting trips.
I'm out. I did it. I've done it. I've got that
Why are
T-shirt.
you out on that?
Oh, man, it's gnarly, though, dude. I'd die now. I'm way too fat and out of shape to do it.
Yeah, I don't want to do whitewater. I'm more of a floater, not a fighter.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Oh, man, my old man fell out of the boat when we went. I guarantee you the look of terror on that face he made, I'll never forget it. Like, it was crazy. Like, we were, I don't know, 12, 14, 15 years old when we went. We did the Ocoee River in Tennessee, and it was the upper leg of the Olympic kayaking that they did for
training?
the Atlanta Olympics. No, the Atlanta Olympics.
Oh.
And the kayaking course was on that river, and we did the second leg below it. And it was, I mean, there was a few, I don't know, class 3, class 4s. I mean, nothing big, gnarly stuff, but it still scared the shit out of us, you know.
We had
a lot of fun with it.
When Janelle and I were out in Yellowstone for
yeah,
a
you pack all that shit in your kayak?
And we would even pack firewood, but we learned that if we would go to the campsite in our truck first, drop the wood off, kind of hide it because we know where we want to be, and then one year we actually got flooded out, had to pack all the wood in our kayak, and we had like a ½ inch of water until it would just sink, and that was the dumbest shit I've ever done because
you're drafting pretty low in that baby.
I'm out in the middle of the Tennessee River,
yeah,
and it's about to just take it. So.
Yeah. We do it. We did it in shoals up in there in the West Fork. The East Fork of the White River is absolutely beautiful. Like you go up around Shoals, come on down to Hindoston, or you can go all the way up to Dover, or Williams Dam and all that, and go down that end. But if you go from about Shoals to Hindoston, I mean it's beautiful. Rock bottom, a lot of rock walls, a lot of big bends, a lot of sandbars and stuff. Hotter than shit in the summer down there. Hellgrammites, bull nettles, the whole works, but it's a beautiful stretch of river. We can do that.
I've heard that. I'd like to go do that.
Yeah, and you know what? If you float down the river in the summer and there's sandbars, you are legally protected to camp on the sandbar without trespassing once because you can you cannot leave the confines of the bank. You know what I mean? Like
So
there's some legalities in there, but like you can camp on the sandbar
that
on the
feller
river.
up there that does the Wabash, he does his own river levels.
Yeah.
And he plans his trip because of what sandbars
Are
will be
open.
available.
Yeah.
Based on the water level.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Makes-
cool, man. Let's do it. We
makes
can.
all
I mean, I
sense.
know we have all the time in the world right now to
I'm
do it.
going down memory lane here. I
Yeah,
freaking love that place.
yeah, man.
Yeah, looks
It's beautiful.
good. I'm in.
It's cool.
I'm in.
I love it.
Well, that's good. That was a good little topic there. I think.
I'm ready for this one though.
Well,
We've been really churching this one. Casey's been jacked for this one, and I can't wait.
I sent out a little bit of homework, but before we get to that, we've got some business to take care of because we know that when Dave gives his final topic, we go right into everybody's favorite segment.
That's right.
The
That's
Merkley
right.
and Sons Choice Cuts Questions of the Week for the fellas, sponsored by Merkley and Sons, the ultimate destination for meat enthusiasts. It is officially grilling season, and no better place to start your cookout than heading over to the retail store where you can shop till you drop. Go in and see Bradley and John Boy and load up on their natural casing hot dogs, brats, smoked products, or them world famous seasoned patties. If that doesn't scratch your itch, you can still choose from a wide selection of fresh beef and pork products, as well as frozen chicken. And if you're feeling a little seafood, get a little seafood. Merkley and Sons prides itself on providing the best of the best. Every cookout should begin with unwrapping a Merkley and Sons package and let the sizzle begin.
Amen.
Thank you to our friends at Merkley and Sons.
Hey, did you see they had them sway fillet boxes on sale?
I did see that.
Yeah, that's for the guy that doesn't have time to fish, and they still you deep fry that shit with Andy's Red.
It's good.
You can't ever tell the difference.
Just as good as
That's
anything
right.
else. Yeah, I like it. So I think, programming note, we know we haven't done an interview a little bit since Uncle Todd.
Yeah,
And-
schedules have been tight, boys. It's
Yeah,
baseball season.
And I think we're trying to get the boys
yeah,
over there from Ireland.
they don't know it yet, but they're coming.
They're coming. They're coming to the lounge, and we're going to have a blast. It could get.
We're gonna have to clear our schedules for that one,
Yeah.
and
we're
I'm
gonna-
not gonna be on call.
Yeah, we may need to do that on a Friday or
it'll
Saturday.
It'll
It'll
be a
have
weekend.
to be on a Saturday.
It'll be a
Yeah.
weekend.
We'll have to
Saturday
work.
for them because they work Saturday.
Bradley
morning.
and John Boy ain't going to miss work. I mean,
No.
could you imagine where the reasons why the doors don't get open on a Saturday?
I don't ever want to imagine.
I don't want to. I don't want to imagine a world
I think you
like
said that in our interview in depth episode 1, take 1 with them. They said that I think Brad's like, oh yeah, I took like what
3 days of
3
vacation.
Saturdays off last year.
Yeah,
God,
that's nuts. So I wanted to. We've done a lot of the questions, and I wanted to hear that this section just kind of open up a little bit to where we kind of maybe provide some advice on some things,
Yeah,
answer some questions, talk about it a little bit more in depth than just a one-word answer. So Megan Lawrence, big fan of the show.
Yeah.
I think she's been along for the long haul.
yeah.
She had sent a question a while back, and we're sorry we're just now getting to it, but we get them sent in over email and message and text, and
All
we
of
try to corral them as best as possible. But she asked, what words of advice would you give someone wanting to experiment with whiskey and or bourbon? And so I guess I would start the conversation and say, you got to split the two. In my
Yeah.
eyes, whiskey and bourbon are two different things.
Mm-hmm.
Whiskey is I think of whiskey, I think of like Canadian Mist, Kessler's,
It's more of like a blended,
Calvert's.
like
yeah,
a blended.
you're
like a
really
blend.
going to a blended. Now,
Calvert's was my.
when we talk about bourbons, we talk about like, this is a good one. Woodford, you got one over there that you guys been sipping on.
Well, this is small batch whiskey.
I thought that the difference between whiskey and bourbon is charcoal filtering. Am I wrong on that? What am I thinking
To
of?
be a bourbon, your grain bill has to be 51% more, 51% or more of corn.
It doesn't have to. I thought there was a.
It doesn't have to be bottled in Kentucky. It doesn't. It's just, and then there's an aging process with it too.
Gotcha.
But your grain bill has to be 51% or more.
Say
corn.
this bottle that I'm holding right now says nothing at all anywhere about bourbon. It says double charcoal filtered,
Yeah.
double
then it's not-
mellowed.
Sour mash.
Yeah.
It's sour mash.
Yeah, it's like a Jack Daniels. Jack Daniels is a
Corn
sour
liquor.
mash. So yeah,
Corn liquor.
It is not bourbon. Bourbon, it has to be a 51% or more grain bill of corn, and it has to be aged in charred oak white barrels.
This says 80% level 1 corn, 10% rye, and 10% malted barley, double mellowed through maple charcoal.
Yeah.
I really
Hand
liked.
finished.
I really liked Bullet bourbon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, hold on. Before we get to that, though,
hold on.
we'll get-
Whiskeys are made from fermented mash of grains. Bourbon is predominantly made from corn.
Yeah. So that's because I just looked it up. I was looking up the laws of it. Must contain at least 51% corn. The rest of the mash is usually filled out with rye or wheat and malted barley. This mash also must be distilled at no higher than 160 proof and put into a barrel at no higher than 125 proof. No additives must be added to the mash as well. Distilled bourbon must be aged in new charred oak barrels, which I thought it was supposed to be white. Most use white oak. That's what it is. Must be aged for a minimum of 2 years.
Also, you must hold your pinky
get
up
over
when
it.
you take a drink of it, and
Get
if you put an ice
over
cube
it.
in it, you're a
Get
pussy.
over it. So what words of advice, Arlo, would you give on this topic? You brought the bottles tonight.
Yeah, I did.
So
Personally, for me, if it's someone who's just getting started, use. I liked making my own whiskey ice, like where you use a old cheap cooler and you can like take it out, and that keeps the air bubbles out of it. Anyway, I use ice. That's personally my thought on it. Is like that's how you.
So you wouldn't do like a soda mixer or anything like that. You just
know.
so do you stick into the bourbons or do you? I mean,
What?
the mashes obviously
No,
come
that's
from you,
funny.
but I mean, like where do you sit
So
along?
you
that
don't
fence?
drink your whiskey neat.
Remind me what neat means.
I
Neat
thought
just
neat was
straight
on
up.
ice.
Neat would just no.
No, straight.
Oh.
I personally for
Warm.
me is I like the. You can carve them yourself at home. There's YouTube videos that show you how to do it.
Yeah, no, I get it.
But make the larger,
large,
like a
circular-
large square of ice. Put that in your whiskey glass. Pour the whiskey on top. Enjoy. That's it.
Yeah, let it sit
it's
for about
watered
10
down.
or 15 minutes.
But the large block of ice doesn't melt that much.
I'm
Yeah.
not doing it.
What kind of advice
Why?
you got?
Yeah,
What
what's
advice
your
you got
advice?
for
If
new
it's a
drinkers?
bottle that you can afford, it's probably pretty cool. And if it has a cork and not a cap, it's probably pretty good. So, like, if you can go, you can go.
Oh,
Ooh,
you hear that?
That's
That sounds-
nice.
one of
What's
those?
the Jack D? That's a
It's
screw cap.
Screw
That's a
cap.
screw cap.
That
Yeah.
green label, by the way. Did you guys notice that?
What's that mean?
I think it was
More expensive?
No, so I actually think it's cheaper, and I know it has something to do with
the
it has something to do with where it is in the house that they're aging the
Well, it
whiskey.
says old time charcoal mellowed.
I think they all say that. I think it's a
St. Louis Exposition, Liege,
I'm gonna
Belgium.
look here. I'm gonna look up.
I don't know. Anyway, for me, I don't know. I don't drink it much. Like, I'm not a big bourbon head. I liked it. I take a little, just take a little snort here and there, but
Yeah, for sure.
it just tastes like whiskey. It just
Smoke,
tastes
what you
like
got?
gas.
I was always a whiskey and Coke guy. Crown Royal is about all that I would drink straight. For some reason, it was what I'd liked to just drink out of a glass. But I never put a lot of. Well, I'd mix big cups, but I was probably 90%
big gulps, eh?
whiskey,
Oh, big gulps, huh?
5% ice.
Well,
2%.
see you later.
Yeah, like so, it wasn't a lot of Coke.
I drink whiskey with the Winholt and the Long E Squad. Like, when I started drinking a lot of whiskey, it was with my buddy Tyler Winholt, other big fan of the show, and they always drink Seagram 7 or VO.
Yeah.
And they drink the shit out of the VO, and then they drink Crown. But they would always drink Crown, some sort of dark soda, and water. Or Crown and water. So they would drink the whiskey, water, and just a little bit of something for color. and a little bit of sweetness. You know what I mean? Like and then now that's how I do it. Like if I'm going to make a whiskey cocktail for me, it's either going to be, like he said, Calvert's. I love Calvert's. I love Canadian Club, which it's tough to find CC anymore. But like,
You won't find Calvert's anymore. I think they stopped making it.
yeah. So now it's probably CC. I go to most of CC now. But then I drink.
I called about getting a barrel of that.
Yeah, or we could get ourselves some Kesslers because we all know
Silk.
Smooth as Silk.
Yeah.
And then I usually just do that with water and a shot and put Diet Coke in there. Or if I've got Seagram's, then I'm going 7 and 7.
Like
Seven,
so,
seven.
here's how I would split it down into two, like the blended whiskey style. I am a big ginger ale mixer guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're just first getting into this world, ginger ale is going to open up your flavor to a lot of these whiskeys.
Yeah.
You can do the classic
what
7
about
and
the
7.
what about the what was the famous modern soda specifically?
Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew. Yeah.
Mountain Dew
Well,
was
I
created
got a
for
buddy
mixing
up
with
in
whiskey.
Michigan. That's what they crown on the mountain.
Big St. Henry thing too.
Yeah, crown on the mountain is what they called it. So but that's where like I don't go out and buy a half gallon of Kesslers anymore and mix it with. I don't like not as much. Like I stick to the bourbon world. And so in the bourbon world, I can like on a good Woodford, I'll throw it on ice, kind of like Arlo suggested, and let it mellow for about 10 or 15 minutes. Changes the flavor profile of it unbelievably. It's a nice little sipper. But also like in the summertime, I'll take a little Maker's lemonade, splash of water. It's great.
I'm not drinking whiskey in the summertime.
Or you get to bourbon mules. So like Moscow mules, but bourbon mules. And you do a bourbon mule where you mix it with ginger beer and lime.
Yeah.
Like it's light and refreshing and good.
We did them at the house one time. I'd never heard of that before in my life until buddy Ryan Minky. He was real hard on the old ginger.
Well, the best is like, and starting out in it, just try. Don't go buy big fists. Buy you little pints and try. Yeah. Like, kind of figure out what you like, and then over time, like it changes. And for me, a lot of times, like it's situational. Like I won't drink bourbon out and about. Very rare. I don't drink hard liquor out and about. No. Like I just, unless I'm at a nice steakhouse. If I'm at a nice steakhouse, and a certain company has picked up the meal, I will pay for certain nice. I will pay for certain nice bourbons.
I think the biggest one I've ever had at a bar in my life was a Irish pub in Evansville, Indiana, that I don't think's open anymore.
Re-Ross is gone.
Re-Ross. And they had like Bushmills, which was an Irish whiskey, and they had like a 30-year, I think it was like a Bushmill.
Yeah.
Bushmill's 30-year or some crazy shit like that. And it was like literally $100 a shot or some crazy shit.
So there was,
and my cousin's brother-in-law bought me and like 2 or 3 other guys and my cousin who was turning 21. He bought us all one. And like, I just took it and like, down the hatch, just like I took it as a shot because they served it in like a rocks, like a rocks glass, and like he's like, "Oh, this is a toast to Ori, happy birthday," and we're like, "Okay," and then I thought, like,
oh boy,
I thought it was
we
just
get
like
the bottle of 25-year-old Pappy in here,
Yeah.
and he would be like, "Oh, just taking shots."
Yeah,
I did. I took that sumbitch and just, I
just took $1,000 shot.
Did they look at you like?
I horned it, and everybody was like. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, happy birthday, Ori! And they were like, holy crap, man, that was like $150 shot. And I'm like, why did you spend that much money on that whiskey, you dumbass?
Yeah.
Didn't taste anything different than what you'd lick off the bathroom floor.
Have you guys ever used decanters before?
My grandparent, my grandpa Bill. So that's what I was telling you earlier that I was going to save it for. Like my grandpa Bill, he used to canoe down them waters back in the day, and then he didn't. I never remember seeing my grandpa Bill, Wild Bill, drink in my life. Never. Could not, no way. Grandma Lois.
We'd have to ask Papa Frank.
Grandma Lois she would take raisins and soak them in gin, like towards the end of her life, that they said that helped like some kind of old witchcraft and,
God, I hate gin.
snake oils and stuff
do
like that.
too.
Seagram's gin.
I've had some bad nights on gin and tonic.
Yeah, Justine too. She loved them. But she would do some stuff like that. But anyway, me and my buddies, we found the cabinet in the basement because they had a pool. Grandma Lois, Wild Bill had a pool. So I would always have my buddies over in the summer. We go hang out in the pool and shit. So every now and then, over the rainy day or whatever, we go down, kick it in the basement, big screen, whatever, all these decanters, like a whole wall of them. They collected them. Steins from Germany, like all kinds of cool shit. And we found the liquor cabinet one time. And like when I pulled this off, like this plain whiskey, and I smelled it.
Made you think of it?
Yes. That took me back to when I was probably 12, 13, 14 years old. And we found that little cabinet. And we took some of these bottles that I guarantee you have been there since the 70s. And, whiskey doesn't go bad.
Did you guys fill it back up with water?
No, we didn't drink it all, but we definitely tried it. We tried it,
Yeah.
Mark where it is on the level.
I think, to me, I think I think why you get a lot of people that get into drinking bourbons and whiskeys is it's a more relaxing drink as you're older. It's not like you're in college anymore and you're like, hey, I can kill a fifth or whatever.
No, but you still get equally as drunk.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So any favorites? That's kind of wraps up Megan's question. Any favorites that obviously you've given yours. Bourbon-wise, Maker's Mark, Four Roses Single Barrel, Woodford Reserve, Basil Hayden's, Blanton's.
Basil Hayden's is good.
Russell's has got one that's pretty good. It's
I'm
a
a pretty
10-year.
big fan of Daddy Rack. Whatever the hell this shit is.
So
I think the bottle was cool, that's why I bought it.
Yeah, I've never been that way. I've always been a blended guy, and obviously I've taken some pretty expensive whiskey before, but I never really knew what the hell I was drinking.
yeah, and she's listed Angel's Envy and Jack Daniels as two she's tried. Angel's Envy, not bad. The Jack Daniels, I'm just not a sour mash guy.
You're not.
I'm not a
Okay.
Jack and Coke guy.
I think I said it before on the show, but going to see the Jack Daniels tour is fascinating.
Oh, yeah.
I suggest that to
Oh,
anyone.
yeah, it'd be cool. Another longtime listener, Dylan Schaefer.
Which, by the way, we owe him a koozie or two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on creating a Wondering Dutchman Spotify music playlist to share with all your listeners?
Oh, yeah. Smoke Dog's been talking about that for a minute.
I think this is the start of it.
Yeah, it needs to happen.
And I think I told everybody to bring 2 or 3 songs to add to the list so we can add them this as the week goes, and then maybe we can check and see what gets played and what not. So I don't know what it takes to get it on Spotify up and running.
Nothing. You just do it.
Yeah.
Hit launch.
Whoever controls that,
and then we put it out and just say, hey, check it out.
Yeah. So Arlo, 2 to 3 songs you would like to add to the Wandering Dutchman. What do we have a special name for our playlist?
Dutchman 1 or the Wondering Dutchman. Just put that.
The Wandering Dutchman.
This is not going to come
playlist.
across as a surprise, so I'm just going to go and get you all ready for
I
it.
bet it's going to be that.
Let the liquor talk.
You got it. So that's number 1, and it's only on here because you guys do that. That's literally the only reason that you guys do that shit every week. So that is a number 1. We actually played this song.
Are you adding them right now as we go?
Yeah, absolutely. X gonna give it to you.
X gonna give it to you.
We
He
played
gonna
that
give
during
it to you.
we played that during the break, and I'm
He's got
sure
the
we're gonna have a
dog in
good
him.
reel from that. So
He's got the dog in him. Or did.
that would be one. I thought that us playing El Paso was pretty fun.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
by Marty Robbins. I think
Yeah.
that's a good one. So
Throw it on there. So there
Yeah.
you go. What about you? What's 2 or 3 you'd want to throw on
Led
there?
Zeppelin when the levee breaks.
Okay.
Obviously Nirvana, Lake of Fire.
Okay.
System of a Down, Chop Suey.
Wow. Smoke, what you got?
Gosh dang it, I forgot his name. I've been thinking it the whole night. Hunter Root, I think. Town Rat Heathen. Then I would probably go Government Mule's cover of Soul Shine.
Ooh, Government Mule.
And then I would probably throw in just something a little out of left field, maybe some All Along the Watchtower.
Which version?
Ooh.
Jimmy or Dave?
Jimmy.
Okay.
Jimmy, dumbass.
Whoa, hey.
Dave?
Dave Matthews has a great.
I get it.
All right. Get
I
off
get
my
it.
ass.
I get it.
Probably my
Last
favorite
night.
song that I listen to all the time, Oklahoma Smoke Show by Zach Bryan.
Yeah.
I love that song. It's my jam. Now, Luke Combs currently has this as a remake, but I enjoy the original Fast Car by Tracy Chapman. And then this song is kind of a little bit out of left field. It's always been a favorite of mine. I wanted it to be Janelle and I's song for our wedding dance. She said no, so guess what? It didn't. But it's by Ray LaMontagne, and it's You Are the Best Thing. I love that little beat line where it's just upbeat and hits. So that is the start to our Spotify playlist.
Here we go.
Follow
It's all
along.
over the board.
And
too.
it's all over
My
the board, and it's
God.
going to be, and that's the beauty of it. So, Dylan, thank you. Megan, thank you. And thank you to Bradley and John Boy, our friends at Merkley & Sons, for sponsoring the Choice Cut Questions of the Week for the fellas. We appreciate it. Can't wait to see them guys. Hearts of gold. Now, it is time
Wrapping up.
to finish up with Last Pass. And it's brought to you by our friends at Hopf Outdoor Power. Are you ready to take your outdoor power equipment to the next level? Your answer should be hell yes. Hopf Outdoor Power is the ultimate destination for all your outdoor power needs. From the Kubota tractors to the Polaris side-by-sides, from the Cub Cadet mowers to the Echo chainsaws. No matter what you are looking for, Hopf Outdoor Power has it and more. They offer outstanding sales, service, and parts, so you can always rely on them for quality and convenience. Don't settle for less than the best when it comes to your outdoor power equipment. Visit Hopf Outdoor Power today and discover why they are the leaders in the industry. Hopf Outdoor Power, where the grass is always greener.
That's right.
Hey, I will say before we go into Last Pass, big fan of the show. Maybe was possibly part of me coming into this world. Just bought some new Land Pride forks from our friends at Hopf Outdoor Power. Want to know some so he could cut some firewood, do some different things like that. Went over and seen our buddy Jared Gress. Jared got him hooked up. Got him loaded up with some new forks there to put on the bucket. So
Nice.
our advertising works. Forget the fact that it's my father, but it still works. He listens to the show faithfully.
Hell yeah.
So this is the Last Pass brought to you by Hopf Outdoor Power. Arlo, what you got, buddy?
I don't know. I'm ready for this weather to change. It's starting to. I feel like this last week it sucked. It's been cold, but hey, I'm here for it. Excited for summer, doing stuff, just being with my boys, and enjoying summer. So that's what I'm ready for. Yeah, that's all I got.
Good.
Pretty short.
Mace, what you got, buddy?
I was in a funk at the beginning of the show. Took me a minute, but I snapped out of it. And I think I attribute a lot of that to you guys. We're 28 weeks. 28 weeks of a very, I'll go ahead and say it. It's bold, but I'd say a successful podcast.
I think so.
Yeah.
Like we have cameras in front of us. We have lights. We're speaking into microphones.
Lights, camera,
We
action.
have sponsors. We have hats. We have whiskey on the table. We have
Beef jerky.
beef jerky. We have Green Mountain grills. We have all the cool shit, man. And I could not imagine doing it with anybody else. And I am super stoked for what we have got going. I cannot wait to see how far our canoe, David, since we're
Ooh,
graduating.
that's right.
We're
Hey, we're
graduating
getting
into the
canoes,
canoe
buddy.
world.
Yeah.
We're getting canoes.
And I cannot wait to see what the future holds for us. And I want everybody to subscribe to our YouTube channel so maybe we can start getting paid by YouTube too. And other than that, kiss your loved ones religiously. Make it a thing. Don't take anything for granted because you don't know when it's your time to go. And say a prayer for the Shank family because they're going to need them.
Man.
That's what I got.
Smoke, what you got, buddy?
I, too, was going to speak on the fact that we're at episode 28. Kind go ahead and let it out there. We've been talking a little bit about the work-life balance, and I think we're going to end up with maybe 2 blackout weeks.
Yep, it's going to happen.
You know, maybe one in July, maybe one around Christmas. But anyway, so we're over halfway through the season 1
Yeah.
of the Wondering Dutchmen
That's nutty, isn't it?
podcast.
That's nutty.
And it just seems like not too long ago, we were like, oh, man, wouldn't that be cool if we could get somebody to pay for the beer? And we're like, yeah, all right, but we'll try.
Bullshit.
And here we are.
That
just,
box has been checked.
You know.
We're doing it
every week, like, is another step into, like, doing it, making it happen. So thanks for coming along for the ride, fellas, and all you wanderers out there. I mean, we got a group. People are the wanderers.
Yeah.
They know they're the wanderers.
And if it wasn't for the Wanderers,
we'd just be some fat guys drinking beer in the garage in front of cameras.
yeah, we would probably still do what we're doing, but just not in the microphone.
Yeah, exactly.
Or maybe in the microphones. But no, that's kind of what I've been thinking about this week. Real excited for it. Excited to see how the summer session goes. We've got it's already out there in August. We're going to make an appearance at the Holland Legion Riders Car Show at Strawson Fest. Working out 1 or 2 other potential
huge events.
Public outings.
Like
so
big ones. Yeah, September is going to be a big one.
I think so. So have plenty of opportunities for you guys to come out and, you know, talk to us and shoot the breeze a little bit.
Hell yeah.
We're excited to see you.
Yeah. I am going to go down this little hole real quick, and this episode will air May 12th, and May 14th is Mother's Day. And I wanted to give a big shout out, you know, to the mothers in our life. Janelle is a wonderful mother. She's great. She's caring. She's kind. She has birthed 3 wonderful children like a champ. She raises them. She allows me a long leash to do this and coach and let me be an idiot at times, but also knows she knows I'll always be there for her. But she's a wonderful mother, and I was blessed with a wonderful mother too. And I still get flowers, and I take them over to Dad's, and it's weird, you know, with the Shanks and, you know, seeing Tuck and Ellie and you know, having that and this first one coming up quick is tough, because I think it's the day where you celebrate that. And not everybody has a great mother, but hopefully they have a positive female role model in their life that helps them out. But I have been accused for being a mama's boy, and I am okay with it.
Titty baby.
My mother knew how I thought. She knew how I operated. She knew that I could be cool and calm on a cucumber on the outside, and then on the inside be a freaking mess. She understood that. She got me. She helped me a lot. She was a big motivator in the things that I've done in life to achieve academically, but also to try to be a good parent, to try to be a good spouse, to try to be a good friend. And, you know, it's Mother's Day's coming up. If you haven't talked to your mother in a while, or that positive female role model in your life, please do. I would give a lot of things to spend one more afternoon with Mom. And it's tough. And I tell you what, but I'm blessed because I've got a good mother for my children, and I've got the memories of my mother. And, you know, we males are sometimes big, dumb idiots.
Not sometimes.
Well, all the time, because we don't talk about our feelings and we don't talk about how things make us feel. But hug your mother, call your mother, tell her your mother you love her. If you got a sister that's a mother that does a great job, they deserve all the accolades, and they really do. I'm a big fan of Mother's Day. It's shouldn't be just, you know, one day a year, but, you know, we do it big, and there'll be probably a purple colored wavy petunia basket that shows up on 500 West, and I had the best, and proud to be a mama's boy. So with that, we wrap up, fellas. We've got 28 weeks in the can. Things are going good. We're getting close to the end of summer or into spring.
Yeah.
Where baseball season's out. It's about time to pop the doors off Smokers Lounge.
That's right.
So we got some big events
Get the
coming
pools
up.
opened up.
Get the pools
Get
opened
the golf
up.
clubs out for Casey.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to swing golf club.
That's
Baseball's
right.
got to get over before that happens.
That's right.
But we owe it all because of you, the Wanderers,
That's exactly
and
right.
the sponsors we have.
That's right.
So with that, Dutchman out.